Yeah, yeah, I'm opening it up right now.
Right. You can see my screen?
Yep.
Okay, I see you're struggling as well. Ooh, it's a tough season we're in
Yeah.
here, huh?
I played like a fucking million games in like 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
It was a bit too much. My brain was completely fried at the end, but
Yeah, that's how it is sometimes.
yeah.
How come we're going? You think Kraken on Yinks is good?
No, no, no. I think it's
Huh?
garbage.
I hate it as
I
well.
can try get out, but I swear when I have like 2 items, I still do 0 damage. It's like complete shit, man.
Yeah.
I think IE first is like better probably, but
Yeah. Although I think Jinx right now is not in a crazy good state because like I think IE first is the best, right? It's like the other items that you can go, it feels like Yuntal or Kraken, but both of them are so shit. So you kind of have to go IE, but IE is so expensive. So it feels pretty bad to play Jinx. But I think next
yeah,
patch, maybe with Yuntal buff and Collector buff, you can go just Collector or Yuntal first, and then she should be much better.
maybe. I hope so.
But so you're kind of you play. Wait, how many? Let's see your last split. That'll make it a bit easier. What would you say your goal is with League of Legends?
Um, well, I was kind of like stuck last season.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, probably this season as well, because I feel like I'm not really improving, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't really see. I mean, I make a lot of mistakes, like a lot of bad devs and shit.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I feel like a lot of games in mid game, I feel like I don't really know what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
Like I make like bad decision making, I guess, in the mid game,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like I just want to improve on that, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sounds good. I mean, I like your champion pool. It looks pretty like concentrated. I like that you're playing mostly. It looks like you're mostly playing like 3, 4 champs, and then the other
Yes.
champions you don't have much games on. And I think that's really good. That's like the easiest way to climb is if you have like 2 to 3 champs and you just stick to those and you try to put most of your games in on that. If that's Jinx Kai'Sa this season, we can make it that. If you want to change it and have like Jin Ash, for example, then you can do that, or even Kog'Maw. So I definitely like that, and that's something I think you should stick with. Um, but yeah, I mean, overall your stats look decent, so I'm interested to see what we'll see the problems are. I think your CS numbers on Seri were a lot better than on Jinx, which is a bit weird to me because it's like,
Yeah, I think my Jinx is. I mean, I've won Jinx Vault, and I think my laning phase on Jinx is really bad sometimes.
hmm,
It's like I'm thinking maybe it's like mechanics, like that I do like bad spacing or something.
mm-hmm,
But it's like it's not great sometimes, and then I.
mm-hmm. Do you have any preference on which to start with?
Sorry, what did you say?
Do you have any preference on which game to start with?
Well, the Ash game is a game where I get really ahead, and I can't really convert my lead.
Mm-hmm,
And the Jinx game is just like straight up like pretty bad. I think where I just do like pretty bad laning and mid game, and yeah,
yeah,
it doesn't really matter what game we start with. So
sure. Let's do the Ash one first then. Do the Ash. Oh, first things first. How come you don't have cleanse against Leona?
I felt like I didn't really need it this game because it's only Leona, and I was like, maybe barrier was better for like 2v2, I guess.
Did you come to regret that afterwards?
Well, I got a lot of kills, but not really.
Okay. I mean, I always like to go cleanse against Leona because it's the most annoying part is not, to be honest, laning phase, because if you get eat by Leona, even if you have cleanse, it's usually bad. But it's after level 6 where you have to always, if you don't have cleanse, you have to choose to either flash or tank the Leona ult. While if you have cleanse, you can just cleanse the Leona ult and it allows you to play much easier around it after level 6. Okay,
Yeah,
this is. Oh, did you know they were there? Or you just predicted it? That's good instinct.
I had a feeling, yeah,
Yeah.
because they like aggro champs, they like cheese a lot of times, you know. So
Mm.
or like sit in the bush.
Yeah, it's really good. Nice. Good. Yeah, it's really good. Now the lane is like Mega 1. So now,
Yeah.
what should we do with the wave?
Well, I was thinking just holding it like this and then slow push it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. good that you ping your Swain back. You shouldn't like push it at all now, because it should be impossible for enemy to last it. I do think one thing though, like what your Swain is doing right now is really good. What you're doing, I think, is pretty bad. Because you should be walking here and you should be ready to zone XP. That should be the goal now. That they don't get XP for any of these 3 minions. If you can do that, it's fucking insane. And now, if you were walking here, enemy would have to like be in Narnia, or if they were here, you would just hit them, right?
Yeah.
Because now they're actually getting space to play, and you don't really want to hit them here now, because then you'll take all these 3 minion aggros. But if you're here hitting them, you can either just walk up to drop the minion aggro, or maybe you're so far away even that they don't actually aggro onto you.
Yeah.
So now we're... Oy, oy, oy. Now we're giving them way too much space. The fact that
Yeah, I
Kai'Sa
feel
can
like
Q this is crazy. This is better. This is how it should look for every CS. This is how it should look. Good, good, good. This is fine. Then you just crash this wave and you're gonna base, right? Yeah, good. I think this is good, but it's like, it takes you... We can be better at it. I think we can think to ourselves more when we have a really hard winning level 1, and especially when we also win like HP-wise. And we want to play in this zone so that we can easily drop minion aggro. And in the other way around, it would be here, right? If you were on red side. So that you can easily run into river, drop minion aggro, and you can actually zone them. And in the same vein, if you were playing from bot side, like if your support was here, you could play from here instead, so you could run into the bush whenever you got minion aggro, which is fine as well. But we really don't want to play in this area. This area is really cringe, because then we get all of these minions starting to attack us. We can't really, like, we have to run all the way here or all the way here. It's like, it's cringe, you know? And another thing that's really bad about taking minion aggro when you're winning like this is that your wave pushes much, much faster when you take minion aggro, because it means that enemy minions are hitting you, so your minions are just hitting for free, right? That's why it's really important not just to conserve HP, but also to not push too fast that you don't get minion aggro. So here, I really don't like these clicks. I would want you to like... Initially, I would want you to click faster up here, but even if you don't, I would want you to click more towards here now, so that if she tries to CS this, you can easily like chunk her down more. But she like ints mega hard, so it ends up working out. But if you play against the Kai'Sa that's a bit better and not as big of a griefer, this is gonna be like much harder for you to punish. But we still get a really good lead. We get a call. We have a good wave coming into us. See how we play it. Fiona gives us some free damage. Nice. We should just look at thinning the wave. Nice. How come you're hitting the wave here?
Yeah, now that I look at it, it's probably not very smart.
And it doesn't...
Sometimes
I
I
think
just hit the wave like brainlessly, you know, so...
Yeah, I think here again, so there's two, in my opinion, there's like two possible things. One is enemy jungler is here, and he can be in this area, and you're scared. Or you don't think enemy jungler is here, in which case I want you to like, I want you to be here. I want you to play in either this area or this area. Again, you can play way more aggressive. Like Leona's still level 1, you know?
Yeah.
She doesn't even have E yet. And I think even if she does get level 2, you're level 3. So if she ease into you in this wave, like if you're playing in this area here, and she ease in, that sounds like suicide to me. For her. But now we're giving them, I think, a bit too much space. Which is fair if we're scared of enemy jungler. But I don't think that's it, because we did the same level 1. And now we see Jarvan on mid. So now I want you to be like, if the Kai'Sa walks up to try to last it on you this, I want you to fucking punish it. Let's see. Good E. This is good. So now I want you to like stay here, you know? And take these, you should take all of these minions max range. While zoning Kai'Sa from as much like XP. If you can zone her from this XP, this XP, this XP. Everything, like, when you're in a winning state like this, you want to try to get into the habit of taking your minions max range, so that you can follow up your support if he wants to go, and also zoning the enemy. Because now you're not actually fully zoning the enemy, and Kai'Sa is going to be able to walk up for like XP if she can, or if she
Yeah.
wants to rather. Good W. That's a crazy from Leona. I think if that hits, she just dies. Facing. Oh, but here, the mistake you made here.
Should walk up again.
No, I go back. It's like it shows me a lot about your habits.
Am I clicking back or?
Oh, you have a very OP thing right next to you.
Oh, you mean the bush? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you have 3 minions auto attacking you. Whenever you do trades like this is part of it, right? So, as I said, what I want you to do when you're in a winning position is to either play from here or here, right? And try to hit them. And the reason why this is so important is because we need to play the second step of the process well as well, which is after we've traded with them, this was all good, we need to instantly run into this bush, drop minion aggro. Because if you do that, and on the other hand, if you were here, right, it would be running up into river, dropping minion aggro. It just makes it so much smoother. You lose way less HP, and you push way slower as well. Like in this case, the push doesn't matter so much, but we still want to, lose as little HP as possible. Like we lost here, we're 777 HP, right? If we go into the bush now, we would stay at 770 HP. Maybe we take like 15 more damage. But instead, we take like 70 more damage. We go to 700. Like minions do a lot of damage. And especially in the early game, like tanking minions for half a second can be the same as like tanking an auto attack, And then who cares if you got an auto attack on enemy ADC if you tank the same damage from minions. That's why it's really important to be really, really quick on dropping the minion aggro and kind of know already before you're trading how you're going to drop the minion aggro.
Yeah.
Oh, I think a little bit too scared here again. Like, so what I would be thinking here is like, okay, so Leona EQs in, right? So she has no Q right now. This is good. This is good. 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 Don't need to click back just yet, We can click
Yeah.
back when Leona is like closer. If Leona walks here, then I wanted to click back. But Leona is still like far away. I think you're a bit too like you're a bit too scared of them in general, especially when you're like this high HP. And I think you can assert your presence a bit more. Oh, this is troll from Leona. But here I don't want you to hit Leona. Hit
Yeah,
Kaisa.
it was bad hit, guys. Yeah.
Yeah. In general, so this is how you protect your support. When anything happens on your support, if you can hit enemy ADC, it's GG. Because here, for example, let's say you click here. Holy shit, if you click here, it's GG. What does Kaisa do? She tries to walk past you and just dies? No, right? She can't join the fight on Leona. And then, after Kaisa gives up on helping Leona, that's when you go for Leona.
Yeah.
Because this should be a 1-for-0. And I guess it's a 2-for-1. Okay, nice flash. Although, brother,
I don't know if this flash was useful, I'll be honest.
no, that's not it. Okay, so the number one reason we take biscuits is because they're so OP in these scenarios. If you biscuit here, if you just biscuit and pot up right now, you never have to flash or use anything. I mean, you have to barrier still, right? But you for sure never have to flash. Like, you would be legit 100 more HP if you used your biscuit and pot as soon as the all-in started. It would be crazy. So try to make that habit. It's really important with these new biscuits because that's kind of the only reason you go them. Is to use them in these all-ins, and they give you 100, 150 HP. It's super, super OP.
Yeah.
But I think the biggest habit, something I noticed a lot when I was watching like really top tier LCK ADCs and LPL ADCs, was that they were really good at target selection. They understood that like always hit enemy ADC, nearly always hit enemy ADC. Unless you can get free damage on support, you always want to like when enemy support goes in, you want to look for enemy ADC and look to zone them from entering. Because if you do that, even here, even after you failed to zone the enemy ADC, if you switch to Kaisa, like even now, if you switch to Kaisa, it's going to be better. It's going to be better.
Yeah. I think in this situation, like normally I would hit the ADC, but I thought Leona was so low that I could like kill her as well,
Yeah.
or like kill her real quick, and that's why I probably hit her first.
I mean, it is understandable in this situation because she was quite low. but it's a good habit to have. The most important habit that I want you to have is to think of protecting your support by zoning enemy ADC. If you know you're stronger than enemy ADC, which in this case you are, right, because you have such a big HP lead, then you do that first to make sure that he can't join. That's how you help your support, not by just hitting the guy that engaged on your support. Oh, is it push cannon? Yeah, it's fine.
I normally just default to pushing and then going B, but
I mean,
it's not
this
always
one
the
is a
best.
bit risky just because, like, you're 10 HP, no thumbs. You don't know Jarvan. And it takes so long to push
Jackspektra
cannon, you know?
2023 Superstar LEC Superstar.
So,
Hello?
Shine bright on the EU sky, my friend.
I think it's fine because you have your E, right? But I think it's also fine to just leave the wave.
Yeah.
I think maybe I prefer that you leave the wave. Because, okay, so what happens? I think a general thing to think about that I actually learned. I learned this in 2022, I remember. It was my top laner that taught it to me. It was a very cool concept. But when you're playing lane bullies, like playing stuff like Ashe, or not necessarily lane bullies, but just when you're winning lane in general, you never want to push this wave because what will happen from you pushing this wave is that now the next wave will be here, right, for enemy, and they'll have a slow push.
Yeah.
And you do two things. You do two things by pushing this wave. You give them this wave, and you desync from your support. If you base right now, you and your support come out of base at the same time, nearly, right? You're like 3 seconds slower or 5 seconds slower. But instead, you're going to be like 20 seconds slower than them or 30 seconds slower than them. And what it also does is it means that now the wave will be slow pushing into you, and they will get to build a big slow push, and presumably, in most games, unless you're insanely strong, when they have a big slow push, you can't pressure them. You have to play here, you know, and you have to just receive the wave.
Yep.
Well, let's say hypothetically, instead of pushing this wave, we left it in the middle. If we left this in the middle, we would come out of base, same time as Kai'Sa, right? And we could just have a neutral wave, and we could just start fighting again and start zoning them again off of creeps, right? Because we can just slow push and then zone them. So it might intuitively look like pushing this wave makes it so that Kai'Sa loses more minions, but it actually means that she loses less minions because she now gets like a minute of safety where she's the one building a big wave. And she doesn't have to be too scared of your all-in. Because now, look, like, this all-in here is so hard because they have 500 minions. So your Swain has the right idea that, okay, you guys are stronger, you should fight, but because you pushed the cannon wave and gave them a slow push, it's kind of hard to fight, unless you're like way, way stronger than them. So in general, when you are ahead, and you know that you can continue snowballing, I want you to try to get into the habit, ooh, clean, of leaving the wave neutral so that you can keep punishing them when you come back. Although the outcome ends up being really good, but it's easy to also think here, like, I mean, you can say like, okay, Swain inted, right? But let's say nobody ints, then I think what should happen is that Swain doesn't die here, and they just crash the wave, and that's it, you know?
Yeah.
Like, if they just kill these 3 minions, I don't think you guys can fight them. So, by us pushing the cannon wave, we actually got Kai'Sa 2 waves of freedom, where she could do whatever she wanted. So I think we've gotten it at this point.
Like a lot of times where we like kill bot lane and then I push the wave, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the wave slow pushing into us, and I can't really do anything when I have a lead. And then they
Yeah.
just start fucking roaming or something, you know, because they
Yeah.
have like fucking wave slow push, and then they get like a fucking double kill or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
It's so annoying, man.
Yeah. So I think in some cases, like if this wasn't canon, I think you have more of an argument for pushing it, because it's like, one, it takes less time to push, right? So it gives like less time in general. And also, if it's not canon, that means that it doesn't even create that much of a slow push because they would mostly die before the next wave gets there, right? But because it's canon, it creates such a like big slow push that when you come back, they have like a fucking army of minions here already built up, you know? Like 4 fucking melee minions, 17 casters. It's fucking crazy. So in general, when we are winning and we can keep bullying, we don't want to push the next wave after we already got a good play. And especially not if it's cannon. You can consider it if it's not cannon, and also if you can get a crazy item, like if you could complete an item off of this, then I'd be like, yeah, go for it, you know, that's worth it. But in this case, the difference is that you base and you buy Berserker Greaves Longsword, or you buy Berserker Greaves Longsword. You know, it's not a huge difference. It's a Longsword worth a difference. But here you outplay them, this was nice, and then you push next wave. So this one, for example, we kind of have to push because it's not in the middle, right? So if we don't push this, it would be really cringe because the wave would just like be... Yeah, we have to push this.
Only if it's like a neutral wave.
Yeah, if it's like a neutral wave, or if it's a wave that's kind of slow pushing into you. Like, for example, this cannon wave, what you could do if you wanted to be a bit crazy with it is you drag it a little bit and then base. That's fine too, right? Or you can just leave it neutral. It's not a big deal because you'd base insta anyways, and the difference is maybe you lose 1 minion or lose 2 minions, like something like that. But for example, if you based here, I would say that's bad because like you could pull it here and freeze it, but it's really backwards because your Swain is also coming back and he wants to roam, so it's better if you then push it, and now he gets a roam timer and he can do whatever he wants. Like, that's another reason why I think pushing this wave isn't good, is because if you think about it from more like a team POV, it's like your Swain now, what he should do when you push this is he shouldn't open bot, right? Because you're kind of giving him a roam timer, but he's not smart enough to do that. So you should just think like, what's the best for to keep playing bot lane? Okay, I want to sync with my support, right? I don't want my support to be sitting on the map 30 seconds waiting for me, because that's what he's going to do now. He's sitting here bot lane waiting for you for 30 seconds. So here, for example, this is really good that you push it because now your Swain has free time to actually roam. And then he will still be synced up with you because by the time you're bot, he will come bot. Unless he fucking tries to dive and dies. Never mind. Well, he should be synced up with you, right?
Yeah. I think I throw it too though after, but...
Oh. I mean, here, the only thing you should think about is just not dying. And I would think about like, oh, no way we get Leonid.
Yeah.
Why? The minions are not even dying. Oh, nay. Oh, nay. Nay, leave tower, leave tower. Oh, no. Okay, we played it safe at least. I was scared that you were just gonna get one shot, but you played it really patient. Okay. You have barriers, I hope you barrier. Not the best barrier.
No.
I mean, I think the initial way, I mean, of course, obviously the mistake is, even if this cannon win in is dying, you don't walk up for this, you know? Whatever happens, happens, but you don't fucking ever walk up and get chunked. This is the worst timing to get chunked of all time. But then the second thing is here, this is good that you're playing patient. This is good. But you like lose all sense of patience as soon as he gets CC'd and you think, oh, I can just auto tag now. When obviously that's still like, the goal is still the same. The goal is not to kill them here. Your goal needs to be, I want to farm all this wave and I don't want to give my shutdown. That's the two biggest things you need to do here. And if you have those priorities straight, you should think to yourself, okay, I can throw a little W on this Jarvan. He has no flag, right? And then I go back and farm waves. I want you to kill these minions. I don't want you to try to kill this Jarvan. Fuck if this Jarvan dies. If he dies to Zoe and Twitch. Nice. Good job, guys. That's not my job. Your job is not to kill Jarvan. Your job is to catch the wave and don't give your shutdown. But now, we lost like legit 20 minutes under tower, and then we would actually be like 80 something CS, and instead we're 60, you know? It's a huge difference. Like, mistakes like these are why you can't carry games. Because these are like, that was legit more than 1k gold swing. It was like 500 gold in shutdown, or it was more than that. It was 700 gold. That was more than a 1k gold. It's 1.5k. It's 700 gold in shutdown, and it's like 700 gold in minions.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's see here. So you have a slow push. Lane is going sicko mode. See how you play it. I think here, again, we can be... So, I mean, I think you should know here that this push is safe, just from how Kai'Sa is playing. That, like, if someone was in this push, Kai'Sa wouldn't play like this. I want you to go more like this already. And I want you to not hit Leona at all. I want you to just hit Kai'Sa insta. Don't click back. Why click back? You know, click here. We click away from Leona, but into Ashe. So we're going to try to accomplish the same thing that was before. That, okay, our Swain is engaged on. So we're going to try to zone the enemy ADC. That's our goal. And you realize it, but it's a bit slow, but it's good. Got the right instinct. Now again, I think you should auto Kai'Sa there. Any damage we can get on Kai'Sa is always better than Leona. Like, we want to look at both of them. Like here, this is good, this is good, this is good. But one, we should be clicking further up, a bit faster, so that we're like in line with the Swain. And the second is like, once we see that we can auto attack the Kai'Sa instead of Leona, right here, auto attack the Kai'Sa. Your autos do literally double damage to the Kai'Sa. And getting the HP off of the Kai'Sa is 10 times more valuable because she's the one that needs to farm all this wave. If you kill Leona, but Kai'Sa can farm the wave, it's okay. That's fine, right? You got some gold. But if you kill the Kai'Sa and Leona has to farm this wave, that's fucking huge. That's 20 CS loss per Kai'Sa right here.
Yeah.
It's insane.
I think I'm generally a bit too scared, you know, when I play.
Yeah. It's crazy that they can do that. I guess they can, because you have no cleanse.
So.
And this is what I mean with not having cleanse like
Yeah.
Leona, you know? Like, if you have cleanse here, they can never do this. Although Swain does give them a bit too much space. I think you can be a bit faster and, like... Because you can also, like, I can feel like this is a good timer to tell that if enemy jungler is here, we need to back up right now, you know? So, like, let's say enemy jungler is close, we just click here, you know? So you were pretty fast at recognizing it. It wasn't bad. But it's a cleanse issue, I believe.
It might be, yeah.
Okay. I think ulting here is good, no?
Yeah, I thought maybe I couldn't like hit it properly because Leona was a bit fat, you know.
But I feel like if you hit the Leona, I mean, you get it on Kai'Sa now. I was thinking if you hit the Leona, but the slow and AoE damage goes on Kai'Sa, that's like good enough, kinda.
See.
Here again as well. I think, so how I want you to play this is like, okay, how can we click towards Kai'Sa while clicking away from Leona? It's not here, that's for sure. We need to click here. That way, if Leona is walking up to us here, we can click in this area and still auto-attack this guy while keeping range from the Leona. But now, what we're doing is we're clicking in a straight line directly into Leona, and we are auto-attacking the Leona instead of Kai'Sa. Look, we do 2 auto-attacks on the Leona before we auto-attack the Kai'Sa. Imagine if we just didn't do those autos on Leona and insta-auto the Kai'Sa, he would just die before he gets to ulti. Oh, nice W though. He hit tower here. Tempo murder. No way you grid for next wave. No, no. Nay. Brother. Okay, new rule we make. If you kill enemy and you push a wave, you never ever push the next one. Look at where the next wave is. What? We're gonna wait for next wave? Don't we already even have item?
I don't know what I was thinking here, I'll be honest.
I think you weren't thinking.
Yeah, probably.
You just hit the tower because you had minions, and then you're like, oh, I guess I should stay for next wave now. Yeah, we already have Kraken. But now this is going to cause the same problem. That they get now, like, they get free push on this next wave. Kai'Sa loses no minions because it's cannon. And now, instead of, like, imagine here that this Swain, instead of having to jerk off, look at what Swain is doing. He's jerking off. He's putting, like, okay, he put a ward on enemy raptors. That's nice. But imagine that you were, like, already ready to fight with him. That on this next bot wave, you could just fight them again. And you keep fighting them. You keep them under pressure. What you're doing now is you're giving them so much room to breathe. So much room to breathe. And it's costing you more minions than it's costing them.
Yeah.
Gapu. Yeah, I mean, Leona got mega chunked. You're scared of Yarvan, so you're not willing to walk up. That's fair. But I think... I don't know, do we have to be scared?
I think the mid was moving too.
Yeah, that's true. He was moving. Pinged. Yeah, we've seen him. Yeah, it's good, it's good, it's good. Good. Kai'Sa also not have cleanse this game?
I don't
Just
think so.
barrier, no? Yeah, let's
Yeah.
agree first. No cleanse against Swain, Ash, Zoe. She's gonna die so many times this game because she doesn't have cleanse. And I hope you die many times because you don't have cleanse.
I will die many times.
Yeah, we'll see how many of them are because of cleanse. Okay, nice. You guys got to pick on Leona. You guys get the bot tower. Good, 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 good. But why are we even clicking back here? It's because Silas was moving, but we see Silas coming back, going back to mid now. Leona just trolling. Which it comes. Oh, if only we had a way to avoid CC. Fuck. Okay, this one is a cleanse stiff, no? I mean, first of all, one thing that we need to think about whenever we play against, like, so a good general rule to have in League is whenever you get engaged on as an ADC, like 99% of the time, it's bad. There's 1% of cases where you bait something good and something good happens because you get engaged upon, and it's like well played to you. But fuck that 1%. So what I want to instill in you is that whenever you're chasing an enemy support like this, if this is a Nautilus, I want you to click auto attack him, click behind the minions. If this is a Leona, I want you to perma play max range and be ready sidestepping in and out of his like E range. Like we'll say this is E range. I want you to click here, here, boom, 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 click in and out, right? So that you're perma playing max range and that you never get hit by this Leona E. Because let's just imagine a hypothetical world where you don't get hit by this Leona E. What happens? She just dies, no?
Yeah.
She just dies. But now
But I
instead,
feel like with all these plays, I guess like Nautilus or Leona, and then I feel like I could like dodge that shit or whatever. But I keep like getting hit by it and then I die.
yeah, but if we play like okay, so we can skill check or we can make it like unplayable for them. Like making it unplayable for them means that you're playing behind minions. For example, if this is Nautilus and you're playing behind minions and you auto attack him and then you walk behind the minion, and then you like walk around here and play behind tower, for example, that could be something you could do against Nautilus, right? That's unplayable for him, right? And with Leona, the way to make it unplayable is like this is good, this is good, this is good. Now click back after this auto. And then it's unplayable for him.
Yeah. I think it was a bit way too slow anyway, so.
Yeah. I mean, you don't even need to go for that auto. You can like it's really predictable that she wants the EU, right? If you like,
Yeah.
but I think if you click back immediately after you do this auto attack, you're fine because she hasn't started the animation yet. But you don't actually click back until your second auto attack is like started, kind of. I mean, that's also just a mechanical thing, right? We always want to move in between autos. Like you're not moving until your second auto is about to fire.
Yeah.
It's not good habit. But you don't need to make it skilled if you're just like aware that you're playing max range and you're waiting for the Leona E. Then it's like there's no skill involved. And now this shit that should have been a 1-for-0 turns out to be a fucking 2-for-1. And probably in your head you were thinking it was fine to tank the Leona E. But we need to
I
put
didn't
it.
expect the damage, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
But it was still bad.
But it's like I've seen this happen so many times. And I can tell you, if you just make the habit of thinking whenever you like always avoid getting CC'd, always avoid getting CC'd. If you're having to lose DPS to avoid getting CC'd, I can tell you 9 out of 10 times, that's the right decision. It's just the right decision. If you have to cancel one auto attack to play max range of Leona E, it's worth it. Maybe 1 out of 10 times, it's gonna be better to just keep hitting and tank the CC, but it's so rare. It's so rare, so we don't need to like play like that. We want to play how to carry and win games, and that's to not get CC. Yeah, you walk mid, you get mid wave, nice. Oh, bro, I don't know. I don't know how you can play against Leona without cleanse. Like, for example, now, if you have cleanse, you don't need to be this scared of Leona, but you can't even walk into her ult range without flash. You don't feel like it's unplayable?
I mean, when I play this game, probably, yeah.
I think it's unplayable. I want to pressure the Leona at the same time, So the only thing that I want to be scared of is her E, not her ulti. If I have cleanse, I never have to be scared of her ulti. Oh. Nice, this is good. Fascinating. Okay, the arrow. Not best arrow. It's very
Yeah.
deep, and Palace is moving, so yeah. And then I think like you should recognize here that this fight is lost, and I want you to click out now. Like, okay, this looks good. This looks good. Okay. Oh shit, this looks terrible. This looks terrible. No, I'm not clicking to auto attack here. I'm not auto attacking the full HP Silas. Just gonna lose my flash for nothing. Unless. We died. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's an important skill for ADCs to have, is recognizing, like, having really good instincts when it comes to fights and recognizing when a fight is lost. Because what I really want you to do is I want you to stay full HP and I want you to farm this wave so they can, like, hit mid tower and that you can keep farming up, you know?
Yeah.
Because the worst thing that can happen here is you die and now we will lose 2 waves. We lost the first mid wave and you lost the second one. Like, Aatrox took it, you know? And also, this is so autopilot. This is criminally autopilot. Criminal autopilot. Okay,
Wait,
so
what?
Aatrox is mid.
Oh, you mean welcome mid? Yeah.
Aatrox was top. Why the fuck are you and Zoe both walking mid? Go farm top. This is crazy.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I don't know what I'm doing here.
Yeah. Like here, you should ping that Aatrox pushes more wave mid, and that you go top, because this way, the tempo is really good, right? Because Aatrox would just one-shot the mid wave, and you would get 6 minions top, and instead you went mid, and you nearly got a melee minion. Didn't quite get it. And not only would you get 6 minions top, because what should happen isn't that you just push this one wave top that's crashing, you push one more. And then your Swain comes here, pushes you vision, you guys walk here, and the map will just look a trillion times better. A trillion times better. But when carries autopilot like this and just go mid, the map looks like shit. Because look at what Aatrox has to do. He has to go mid to try to like defend mid after you guys inted. And then he sees that nobody's running top. So he has to now go top. So he can't join you guys in this mid play. And now he has to push out top like 30 seconds later. So it's bad for you and it's bad for Aatrox. So we really need, I think, one thing I'm seeing in this VOD that you're doing is you're alt-tabbing when you're dying. And it's really bad.
Yeah.
Because when you're dead, you should think about, what am I doing next? Like, I don't know, I don't think you do it here, after you die here. Because here, it's like kind of weird that you're not thinking about it, because you even see it, you know? You're like, actually, you're thinking like, okay, Mordekaiser's on Krugs, but we need to get it in our brain that when solo laners go mid, then we go side. The farm is distributed like around the map. You can get farm anywhere. Just because you're a bot laner, and usually you're a mid lane after laning phase, doesn't mean you always go mid lane. Always, if there's a wave crashing on side, and I see that nobody's gonna get it, I go side. And I ping my whoever's mid, I ping them to say mid. If the Aatrox gets mad, suck it. I know what's better for the game. It's better for me and for you. It might hurt in the short term, but it's better for us both, buddy. Okay, we get the Pico Nash. Let's see how you play this. I mean, it's not... The way you play it is pretty NPC. Like, this is all good, but first of all, you should be kiting here, so you're not in tower range. And the second thing is, you're playing an ADC with, what's Ashe range? 650? Right? 600, 600, 600. And Kai'Sa's playing an ADC that's 525. Why do we ever let her auto-attack? Like, look at how close we are. We could be here right now. Like, we need to get much better at practicing the... Like, because this is so important when you play champions like Jinx and Ashe, that you're playing max range. That's like half of the power of the champion is that you're playing max range. In this case, it doesn't matter, right? You kill the Kai'Sa anyways through the ulti, and you're barely out of range of Mordekaiser. But I can tell you from watching this, that this will fuck you over so many games. The fact that you're not clicking max range here and playing like around here, it tells me that in so many games you get fucked from this. and you're clicking into tower, you're not spacing max range whatsoever. And like, for example, if Jarvan and Leona are closer, you die. While if you're playing more max range, maybe you can still die if Jarvan and Leona are mega close, but it's way harder. Way harder. And it's these small differences that really, like, if you want to get like Challenger and especially climb in Challenger, this is really important.
Yeah, I think I didn't go max range here because I didn't want it to get away, so I thought it would be better to be closer, I guess. I don't know.
But that makes no sense. How does being closer make her less have chance of getting away?
Well, because she can like walk to Mordekai's, I guess, right?
Okay, so she's CC'd into CC'd. If you don't give her all, like, the only way she can actually get away is if her team was closer, you give her auto range and she gets the ulti. That's the only way she gets away.
Yeah.
And if she has flash, she gets away regardless of where you walk. So closer, never better. Never better. Always play max range. It's the same as like the tanking enemy support CC. It's like, okay, maybe in 1 out of 10 cases, it would be better if you didn't play max range, but we don't care about that. We want the 9 out of 10. We want the consistency. We want the things that are good in most games so that we can climb. And if you implement those two habits, like the biggest things I've seen so far is just don't greed for another wave after you kill them. Play max range and don't respect like enemy support too much and get really good at dropping minion aggro in lane and like be more attentive when you die or when you reset on where you can open on the map to get farm, especially if someone else is going mid or someone else is mid.
Yeah.
And if you do those things, Grandmaster Insta at least. Like, it's not hard, you know? ADC is kind of brain dead role, in my opinion. There's not, as long
I
as you...
think so too. That's why I don't know what I'm doing wrong, you know. But I can see it in this game, but
Yeah.
when I'm playing, I don't really see it.
No, but that's fine. It would be weird if you could see it while playing.
Yeah.
I mean, that would mean that you're like judging yourself while playing, which isn't a good habit to have anyways, because it just means that you'll play worse, usually. If people are really self-critical of themselves while playing, they just lose confidence and play like shit. And also cleanse against Leona.
Yeah.
If we do those things, that's GG. Unless you're playing Tristana. I think if you're playing Tristana, it's acceptable. But on the mobile ADC, okay. So let's see what's happening here. A lot of weird things are happening here. So Aatrox dies top. Your mid dies bot. Don't you think it's worth to E here to see if Jarvan is close? And if Jarvan's not close, you can take tower. Well, now we see Jarvan, but
I already thought he was. I already thought he was here because I was not hitting the tower. I think that's why.
yeah, I think that's fine. But I'd like you to E like around here, just so your team knows as well. You know.
Yeah.
And it's also like, and also if he's not here, and maybe enemy is just like trying to defend tower alone, which they sometimes do and just intrat, then you can actually just go in and kill them. Okay, this is good. I hope you don't try to auto tech now.
No, I fucking die, bro.
Okay. I mean, so here it's another skill that I was talking about earlier, right? That you recognize that the fight is lost. Like, don't click back in, you know? You're clicking back in. And it's so, like, it's so copium. Like, maybe you'll kill the Jarvan here. Oh, you killed the Leon, actually. But just here again, I would want you to survive so that, like, you can be the one catching this bot wave. You can be the one farming back up. Because, like, when I'm, like, the way to climb in solo queue, a big part of it is just not dying. Because by not dying, that's how you get 10 CS per minute. Because here, for example, imagine you didn't die. You would catch this whole mid wave. If you thought Nash was gone, you could go bot wave. And you would just get yourself, like, 20, 25 CS from that. And that shit adds up over time, you know? Suddenly you have like a 50 CS lead on Kai'Sa. Because even though she won the fights, you took those opportunities in those fights to just get yourself ahead CS-wise. And that's going to be like a difference maker in making you actually stronger than the enemy ADC, so that in fights that are closer, you can be the carry.
Yeah.
And that's especially super, super important if you're going to play a lot of Jinx. Because Jinx lives off of that shit, right? If you're not 10 CS per minute on Jinx, Jinx is like half the champ, I'd say. Like, you really need... Because she sucks at PvP early game. She just sucks. She's really good at clearing waves, really good at clearing jungle camps. But PvP, oof. We need 3 items. And then we do damage, kind of. Oy, oy, oy. now the game is kind of lost. I mean, here, for example, you
Yeah.
can't like space this. You know, you have to walk into the Kai'Sa because you're surrounded. But
To be honest, I didn't think I would get Foxor, but she had a W, I guess. So
yeah, she did a lot of damage. It's kind of surprising. My Kai'Sa build last game did not do that much damage. Yeah, I mean, now the game is kind of lost. And another thing that happens, I think, when you die as ADC that you can think about is like the game, the fight becomes a lot worse because usually it snowballs a lot. Because when you're playing ADC and you're the person with a lot of the time the best wave clear in the game, it means that even if all your team dies, you can still kind of defend towers. As long as it's not like super late game and they can just like dive you, right? But early game, you can kind of defend the towers so that even though they have a fight win, if you can clear waves and they just get a few kills, it's not the end of the world, right? But dying makes it so that they can just do whatever they want, and you also lose a lot of resources. So that's definitely an important skill that I really want you to work on. If you see that a fight is lost, just like make that decision. Even if it turns out this fight was winnable, we apply the same concept as I said earlier. It's like it's not about making the best possible decision every game. It's about making the best possible decision in 9 out of 10 games. Because if we do
yeah,
that, that's how you really climb and make consistency happen. So maybe sometimes you'll have a fight that you could have maybe carried if you played a pixel perfect and you went back in, and your team will be mad. But that shit happens. I'd rather sacrifice that and play better in 90% of my games than to like flip it, you know? I'm not playing casino queue. I'm playing solo queue and I want to carry.
yeah. But I feel like I'm not really consistent anyway. Like some games, I just completely run it down.
Mm-hmm.
And on some games, I feel like I'm playing clean, but I probably still make a lot of mistakes anyway. But
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I'm guessing a lot of the things that we saw here will happen again this game regarding
no,
this.
I think this game is just really bad.
Game's just really bad. Okay.
I I feel like I like make a lot of spacing mistakes this game.
Yeah, I
Like
was
with my
thinking
fucking
spacing would be the biggest thing that would see this game. Because for me,
yeah,
like Jinx and Ashe are all about spacing. All about spacing. If you play these champions well, like they don't have too complicated kits, you know? It's not like crazy mechanical difficulty.
they're pretty easy.
So it's just about spacing and playing max range. Like that's good spacing on the Kai'Sa there, well played. Lose the minions, but it's whatever. But okay, let's see here again, early game. So this looks good.
Like in this lane, I don't even know if I should get push or not. You know?
It's close. But I want you to rocket the wave for sure. This is good.
Yeah.
And I think you can just use 2 rockets on this wave. I don't know why you harmed this with not rockets.
A good question.
Because you lose them, but also like this wave, I want you to rocket. I don't know why you're not rocketing this. You can get level 2 same time at least. But because you're not rocketing, you're not gonna get it at the same time. Still not bad, but imagine you were level 2 when they did that. It would just be GG for them.
Yeah.
And then this is kind of bad, because it's super obvious. Like, you played a fair bit of Kai'Sa. You for sure know what she wants to do here when she kills that minion. We gotta be more willing to react to it. Because like 90% of reaction is just prediction. It's just that you're waiting for what they're gonna do. So if I'm seeing Kai'Sa kill this minion, I know that she wants to W me. I'm gonna click up to juke it preemptively. Because tanking this hurts. Though keeping the wave in this state is not bad at all. It's a good place for you to be as a Jinx Braum. I think you should pot up. Because I think like you want to have an all-in soon. Like if the Nautilus like if they want to crash this wave, I want to fight them, right? So I want to pot up.
Yeah.
Although maybe Nautilus based, or I don't know. This looks like Nautilus based. That's crazy actually. Guys lost a lot of CS from this. But now I think you should pot up still. You still want to fight them.
It's very long away, so
Well, it's like, why would we hold our like? What does purpose serve? Like when I would just ask myself like, what does it serve holding the pot here? Like, look, we're gonna fight. It's obvious we're gonna fight, you know.
I don't know if I'd take it here, but probably not.
No, we're holding them for sure for next
I think
game.
I'll hold it for like all in or whatever, you know.
For this
If
all
I
in.
don't forget about it.
Okay, so we don't need to hold pots for all in. That's like we should hold the biscuit for all in, but pots they regen over 15 seconds. You know, they're not gonna be the difference maker in an all in. We want to use it before the all in, so that for example here, we're gonna hold the wave here, and I'm thinking to myself, this is a good state. This should be I think the thought process. This is a good state to have the wave. If Kai'Sa Nautilus wants to break this wave and not let it just slow push for us, because if we just slow push this, Kai'Sa's gonna lose a lot of minions, right? She's gonna lose all 3 of these melee minions and maybe the cannon, right? And you're gonna build up a big wave, and she's not gonna be happy, right? So, and if I want to do that, I need to pot up. I can't be 500 HP going into an all-in.
Yeah.
That's too bad. So, and even then, like even after now, on this slow push, if they give us a fight opportunity, I want to fight them. So I'm going to pot up. Because here it ends up being fine that you didn't need the potion. I don't know what this Shen is doing. The fact that he doesn't...
Yeah, I think it was that, by the way, but he
The
didn't
fact that he
fucking
doesn't
taunt
taunt this fucking Nautilus. He's running in circles. Like, oh my god, what's he doing? And then, oh my, holy shit. That's crazy,
Yeah.
bro. This is why I'm hard stuck. But the important thing is just the habits that we have, right? Because in this case, the potion doesn't matter, but in a lot of games it might. So it's about the 9 out of 10 principle again, right? Not about the one game it doesn't, but about most games creating the best possible situation and circumstance for yourself to succeed. Here's a good recall. You got the cold boots. Nice. Nice. Braum is roaming top. Smurfing. That's a good roam by Braum. Oh, but brother, level your Q. If you level your Q here, you get more attack speed. You can kill these creeps faster.
Yeah, but I could have killed him anyway because I'm fucking out of the wrong minion.
I mean, you can't get this one.
Yeah.
But if you had attack speed for that one, you would get it. And then you could get 2 autos on this one. You have way more attack speed from Q. Like, look, our attack speed went from 0.89 to 1.05. How fucking insane is that?
Okay, that's actually big enough.
Yeah. Gotta put that point in. But this is good. Okay, now you see Nautilus, so now you know it's a 1v1 in bot lane. You have a big slow push. Good spacing. It's a bit... Something I want you to work on, I think, is your APM. Like, it's a bit, like, low. It doesn't need to be insanely high in League, but I think your clicks, we should try to make them a bit closer to us, and, like, that you're clicking a bit more. Because by clicking more, automatically your spacing gets better. Automatically. If you watch any top LPL, any top LCK ADCs, you will see that they click more than you do. Sure. Because by clicking more, spacing just comes way more naturally. Because spacing is in essence that you're clicking inside of like your auto attack range, right? And slightly outside Kai'Sa auto attack range. Of course, these circles are mega scuffed and this is not the real ranges, right? But it just comes from like this tiny microsecond where you're in this space where you can auto attack and they can't auto attack you, right? Okay, let me draw the circle more that it actually makes sense.
I mean, I get what you mean, you know, but...
And I think like here, if you're clicking more, I would want you to click like boom, 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 boom. And that you're clicking in this area, because again, we want to like play away from the minions, right? And then you're kind of fishing for autos. Because spacing is also a lot about mind games, right? You want to always auto attack the Kai'Sa when she's clicking backwards, right? When she's clicking away from you. That's when you actually get the space. Because if she's clicking towards you and you auto attack, then she gets to auto attack you, even throughout the range difference. Because you get stuck in auto animation.
Pretty bad at this, at spacing.
Yeah. And I think a large part of that comes from the fact that you're not looking to like bait it either. You're not looking to like, I'd want you to play on max range a bit and then like auto back and or click back and forth and like fish for it, look for it, look for it, look for it, click like this, you know? And by doing that, you create a lot of pressure for the Kai'Sa. If you're now clicking back and forth here and trying to look for an auto all the time, this Kai'Sa will feel so much pressure trying to avoid it. So she will mess up. That's the first thing. The second thing is, by doing this, you will find that you are creating more opportunities for yourself to be in that perfect zone where you can auto and she can't. But if you're just going to walk at her straight and then click back straight and then stand still straight, it's super easy for Kai'Sa to not get auto attacked by you, because she knows that when you're clicking up, she needs to click back. And when you're clicking back, she can click up, you know? We want to introduce some kind of unpredictability. And the same thing you can apply to dodging skill shots. Like you'll see good players when they're dodging skill shots, they'll be clicking a lot back and forth to make their movement less predictable. While worse players will just click in a straight line and walk that way, you know?
Yeah. Mm.
So it works in both ways, and that's also why having a high APM, like somewhat high APM, it doesn't need to be insanely high, like freaking StarCraft 2 Pro, but it needs to be high enough that we're able to have good spacing, good movement, and like create a lot of pressure through our movement. Like, look, you're just standing still here. I don't want you to stand still here. I want you to
Yeah,
click
I
here,
know.
look to auto attack the Nautilus, click back, you know? With Rocket. Try to get these one autos here and there, you know? Abuse the fact that you have minions. Stand here, look for an auto, you can't forget it, click back forward, click forward, clicking behind the minions, and keep pressuring that way.
I think it also depends on the champ I play, because I feel like, because I'm Jinx, I just want to fucking farm and do nothing. But I know it's not the right mindset, but
I mean, that's a fine mindset to have if you actually
I think
can't do anything.
I think I'm a bit scared of fucking up.
Yeah. But you don't have to, like... I think baby steps for you can be that you don't need to auto attack like enemy Kais on every single CS, but you're just creating the habit of like clicking back and forth and like thinking about it, you know? And you take the chances that you can, and you don't take the ones that are too scary. Maybe you'll fuck up and you'll click a bit too close and you get fucked. But in the end, our goal is to improve, right?
Yeah.
And right now, this spacing and movement is not gonna cut it to make the challenger on Jinx. Because you're not gonna win lanes hard enough. Because for example, Jinx into Kai'Sa, I think if you play this lane really like way better than Kai'Sa, you stomp it. Because you
Mm.
just get a few auto attacks here and there, and then she can't play.
Like, here I didn't even fucking notice she was level 6, I'll be honest.
You remember I said if you get CC'd by enemy support 9 out of 10 times is bad?
Yeah.
2 out of 2 so far, baby. 2 out of 2 so far. Oh, but this can be okay. Barrier still. I mean, this just comes from, again, like, I mean, one, I think the Braum recognizes something that you don't, which he's doing better than you are,
Yeah.
is to go for the Nautilus rather than, like, trying to force the Kai'Sa away from this ward. Like, what Kai'Sa is going for here is kind of random. Because both your junglers are fighting, so it's like, who cares about this ward? But then the second thing is like, okay, we need to apply the same principle as to Leona, or in this case, it's the Nautilus, right? So we play behind the minions. If you just approach the Nautilus and play behind the minions here, you can auto-attack him from here, and then get the passive proc, or you get the Braum passive proc, and then once you get it, you move down to this minion, you use your E, and we use the minions as like a shield. And that way, there's no skill involved. There's no skill involved standing behind minions, you know? And we want to take out the skill where we can, and then we want to put it in where we can. And I want you to... The skill aspect that I want you to work on is the spacing and higher APM and movement. And where I want you to take it out is trying to think that you can dodge skill shots, and you should not abuse terrain wherever you can.
Yeah.
Like if it's a Leona, we play max range. If it's a Blitzcrank or Nautilus, we play behind minions. If it's Thresh, we play behind minions. You know, it's like every champ has kind of like obviously ways that you can play around it. And also, like, you could also argue that Braum is trolling you here a bit, right? Like, I think you can also just wait a bit, and Braum will probably click here to block for you. And that way, you can be safe as well. So there's like 2 different ways of playing it. But this is not how we play it.
Nah, my W was fucking horrible too. This was just bad.
Yeah. And your auto attack, instead of on
Yeah.
Nautilus to get him stunned. There were a lot of things bad here, yeah. But you did get level 6 with the W. I mean, actually, you would have gotten it from the
I mean, I
melon
fucked up
anyways.
well too, I think, so it doesn't make...
Yeah. And you know what? We also started potting now. Well, if we potted as soon as the lane started, maybe.
Yeah, maybe, yeah. True. It was close.
You would live one more... Nah, you wouldn't live the passive proc anyways, but... Oh, seeing this buy hurts my soul.
Yeah, man, it's really bad. I should stop doing it. I'm gonna stop doing that.
Okay, Nautilus is roaming. Rom is gonna look for a Q. If he lands it, you guys kill, but he misses. So good. Nice, you guys respect.
Like here's bet two, I think, right?
This
Like
is a bit. This is a bit random. It's like
yeah.
the Nautilus is coming, right? So you don't think we can approach the wave. So now we're super scared. Not Braum goes on a roaming nation mission. So it's like, why do we think we can walk up now?
No idea.
We're not even CSing a minion. Like, I don't understand if you walk up to W the cannon or something, but like, I don't think it's like terrible. It's just it lacks kind of like cohesion. It's like if we were really scared before, I feel like we should still be pretty scared. Because this is also a little pro tip for Braum into Nautilus. So how Nautilus wants to play is he wants to use one hook to burn the Braum shield, and then the next hook is the actual good trade window. Because Braum Q or Braum shield is much longer cooldown, like a few seconds than Braum shield. So yeah, well this is another spacing, right?
Yeah, like I keep
Perfect
walking into
example
him.
of the spacing. Like why would we
What?
not play max range? What does playing closer actually give us? It gives us more risk. If Nautilus flashes away, you will still reach him even if you're playing max range. And if we are now playing here and staying here, we can even click down here once we see Viego. Holy shit, if you click down here when you saw Viego and kept auto-attacking the Nautilus, I would call you a god. Like, that would be actually so fucking good. But we're clicking terribly. Straight into Viego Nautilus. Two melee champions. We are a ranged champion. Why would we forfeit our biggest advantage? Like, whenever people... Like, people will be like playing ADCs into bruisers or whatever, and then they end up in the melee range of the bruiser and they're surprised that they lost. And it's like, yeah,
Yeah.
you forfeit your only advantage. Of course you lose. If you play it properly, the bruiser has a lot of the time no fucking counterplay. Like in this case, Viego can always get onto you, right? Because he's coming from a flank and you have no flash and stuff like that. But it's really hard for the Viego to solo kill you if you're playing down here, hitting the Nautilus, and then when he comes on you here, Shen is also coming to like help you. I don't think this is playable for Viego. He has to go for your Braum. Maybe he gets Braum reset. Who knows? But it shouldn't be bad. But this is how we make it really bad.
Yeah, that was like fucking free, but I fucked it up.
Yeah. That's why we really need to work on the spacing. Because if we want to... Oh shit, he made a full montage. Yeah. And he's gonna kill the Shen too. Yep.
Yeah.
And this went from being, I think, 2 for 0 to being now 3 for 1. Wow. All because we have the wrong idea that if we are playing for kills, we should go closer, when it's the opposite. We should play max range when we're playing for kills. Always play max range. See, now 2 for 2 on the spacing and on the tanking enemy support skill shots. Which I said was 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
But that one, I wonder if you got hit by if it would be good for them, because I think this would actually be bad. This might be the 1 out of 10. Because Viego was on Raptors, your Shen has
maybe.
ulti, and enemy mid is not there, and you have a huge wave. This was the troll hook by Nautilus, because he had 3 stacks as well, and Kai'Sa can't follow. But it's good. That's like, I want you to still dodge that hook, because you don't know Viego, for example. You know? Like, we just stay... Wait, did he flash? No, no. Ron did not flash.
I don't think so.
Oh, no, he didn't flash. I don't know, I had a aneurysm. But we want to always, like... I want to always see you dodge those. Even if it's skill shots that, like, you could argue if you get hit by it, could be good. Because once you make that habit, like, Lee is all about habits, right? Once you make that habit, it means that in most cases, it's going to be good. And that's all we're looking for. We don't need perfection every game if we can have great every game.
Yeah.
This is good, though. You guys are just pushing them in and poking them under tower. I don't like the W's too much. I think you should conserve a bit more mana and only look for W's that are, like, really free. Like, I don't think you should W the Nautilus there, because even if you hit, he just W's it, and that's not a good use for your mana. And then this W here as well, I don't like it. It's like optimistic W. So now you're like,
Yeah,
you're kind of running
think we maybe lose a fight because I don't have mana after this, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, but a general rule of thumb on jinxes, you just want to hold your W for like CC, because against good players, especially as you get higher and higher up, people won't just randomly get hit by jinx W.
Yeah,
And you use it
I
more as
keep
like a luxury
spamming
spell.
it. I keep spamming it and I fucking miss it.
Yeah.
It's like a fucking bad habit now that I just fucking use it on everything.
And it's also really important that we like this W is really good because one, it's like Kai'Sa's not expecting it because she's stupid and she thinks she's safe with the minion, right? And two, it's like if you hit it, it's huge. But if the one you hit, like if there was the one on Nautilus, if you hit it, it's like whatever, you know? So that's another thing to kind of consider when it comes to skill shots. That makes it a big difference. Oh my god, that Braum ult was something.
We lose this though because I don't have mana.
You lose this?
Yeah, bro. Or like we don't kill it.
Ah. Oh, Braum, nice. I mean, yeah, if you had mana, but I think that's not the problem. The problem is your ulti. Because you should... Okay, so we know that Jinx has sums, right? If you don't ulti here, she has to flash eventually the Braum. Otherwise, Braum stuns her and then she dies, right? If you hold your ult, then she will need to flash eventually anyways. Like, look, Braum can just flash on her and then she will need to flash. And then you could flash on her or W her or ult her, whatever you can, right? And that's how you want to play it. But you always want to be the one like holding spells for their flash when you know they have flash. Oh, and then we try to push the wave and Vigo's here.
Yep.
I mean, this one is more tricky because like you have pretty good vision. Although you do see, to be honest, I think when you see Aurora moving here, like this is fine, this is fine. Once you see that Aurora is here, you should run. Because, like, even if you get to push this wave, Aurora would kill you regardless. So the fact that you died to this now, I think is kind of bad. I think it's not bad that you died to the Viego because like it's hard to know that he would be there. You have really good vision, but you didn't think at all about Aurora moving. Because even if Viego wasn't there, Aurora would just kill you if you actually tried to push this wave. And it's never worth to like try to fix the wave to die. Never worth. What Viego could do, or Aurora could do, is they just hold the wave after they kill you. I knocked over my bottle. And then it's just, you're in the same circumstance. You just died for no reason. Like, they don't have to let the wave crash.
Yeah. What would you do if, like, you're playing against, like, a aggro lane or whatever, and they're freezing on you, and your support's, like, roaming? Would you just leave the lane or something?
Yeah, usually you just roam to mid. You get prio with your mid laner, and you move to bot. Or you just kill enemy mid laner, because a lot of the time they won't respect you, and they'll just fight your mid. But usually you just roam, yeah. And then people won't respect, and then they get mad at your bot lane for freezing. Common occurrence. Nice attempt on the traps, but like here again, it's like our spacing.
I should go. But I didn't know there's a fucking Shen.
I mean, yeah, Shen has ulti and he's pinging on his way. But in general, like here, for example, now, why aren't we looking to space her? You know what I mean? We're not looking for it. We're just like, this is good. And then when she clicks up, our clicks are not like in sync with her clicks. I think if you're thinking about Shen ult and thinking about that fact that he can ult you, then it's really good that if you just click up, if she clicks like this. But if you're not thinking about that, then your clicks are really bad. Your clicks should be, once you see her clicking up, you click back. You need to match her clicks, always. But you're not matching her clicks. So if Shen wasn't going to ult you here, this is just a bad trade. She got 300 HP on you, and you didn't even auto-attack her. She only got a tower shot. She just outplayed you.
I think I chomped her because of the... I noticed that Shen wanted to go, like, really, like, a bit too late. And that's why I went here, I think, but I went too late anyway.
Yeah. But this is just like... But another argument you could make is if you space here better, Kai'Sa gets more baited in because you're clicking back and she really wants to get this auto attack. Like, if you start spacing her and you start to get auto attacks on her and she's not able to auto attack you, 9 out of 10 times she will kind of rage, try to still get an auto attack on you, so the trade isn't as bad for her. So if she keeps clicking in and tries to get an auto attack on you, then it's even better for your team. But yeah, if you're playing fully for the Shen, then I want you to just click forward and Chomper's insta and look for her. But the habit still needs to be that we look to space. And that's the habit I'm trying to cultivate. Oops, I did it again. Ah, this one is not your fault. GG. So maybe it's not so bad. Oh no, it's terrible. Yeah, I mean this one, the biggest thing that I can say is like, just play it slower. You know Nautilus has ulti, you see Viego. I mean, again, to be honest, you're clicking past your max range. If you are clicking max range here, you are still in this bush. You can auto-attack the Nautilus from this bush.
Yeah.
But we're clicking past max range into the Nautilus, and we get ulted. But we can play the Nautilus ult just like we would Leona E, right? Where we're perma-clicking outside of his max range of his ult. Because now, imagine you do this auto-attack and then you click back in this bush. You're the GOAT, no? What does Nautilus do?
Yeah, nothing.
He just has to hold his ult, or he has to choose to use it on Shen Braum. It's crazy good. That's why it's really important that we get really good at spacing these like max range CC spells. Because it really changes the outcome of how we can play teamfights as ADC. And it makes it feel like from like this fight, it feels really helpless, right? It feels like you couldn't do anything. While if we look at it from the other point of view of like spacing the support engaged max range, you suddenly see, oh, wait, if I do this, the fight looks completely different. Then they have to like, either Nautilus has to use the spells on my team, which means I have free access to fight, or Nautilus is just not using his ulti, which I'm happy with.
Yeah. I think I joined a lot of fights too early, most of the time. No. And I just fucking died to some point and click shit, you know?
It's good that you go bot and you just push. I hope you keep pushing. Okay, no, they TP'd. Yeah, you base, good. This is good. Spacinator, come on. Where's the spacing at? What's this? Why look to auto? We look to dodge. I want dodge. I don't want...
Is 8, man.
I mean, yeah, but it's very low range.
I know, but...
We can just click down here, you know? We need to actually, like, be more aware of enemy max range and play around it. Because right now we're not. We're not. We just get hit by whatever we get hit by, and we try to, like, kind of dodge it when it happens.
Yeah.
But once we start to see the game more in ranges and playing around that, oof, it's a world of difference. You're still kind of useful. Okay, I mean here, are we going to die? I mean, this is kind of the problem with like, we're taking so much random damage for no reason, right? Like the first chunk from Aurora was like completely unnecessary if we just were willing to say like, okay, we just play max range. We just respect, essentially. We just respect.
Yeah.
But instead we're trying to get an auto attack and we lose half our HP. Then it's kind of obvious that after that, Aurora is going to look for us again. So now we have to base, but it's not a timer that we'd ever actually want to base. And it keeps kind of like, this will fuck us in the game if we keep doing this. Like, we're lucky here that we didn't die, but it still made us lose minions and tempo. And it slows down the game a lot. Oh, this is good though. Oh, but we got hooked. How did we get hooked here? This does not look like we should... Oh, come on. Oh, no. Oh, come...
We can live though.
Yeah, with Channeled plus Barrier plus Redemption plus the whole kitchen sink.
Yep.
But it's like your team has to use 500 tools to save you, when what should happen is you're just auto-attacking from Narnia for free. But we're so like... We need to really, really ingrain it in our brain. CC bad. Think always... Number one thing you think of is CC. Not kills, not anything. Number one thing you think of is CC. Avoid the CC at all costs. And once we do that, the game will be so much easier. Because imagine here, imagine if Shen didn't have to ult you in front of 3 people. And he could just run away because you weren't dying. The fight would look 10 times easier for him. Like, if you're now... If you don't get hit by this, what do they do? Like, Nautilus would hook this wall, and you guys could just kill him on the trap. He doesn't even proc Aftershock. And you're completely fine. And if Viego then goes on you, it's probably going to be way better because you didn't get CC'd. and Shen doesn't have to die and give a reset. So maybe this fight would still go bad, but it would definitely go 10 times better.
Yeah.
Mm.
No Duke, please.
I was thinking if you could push next spot, but I don't think you can. Don't think it's good. They can go Nash. I don't like these wolves that you do here. You should defend mid. You get the mid wave.
Yeah.
You're doing camps to lose mid tower? What kind of trade is this? You could have one-shot this mid wave before people were here. Because you want to get the mid wave right now, you know? Like, while you still have... Because you have a pink ward here, right? And a ward here. So you can hug topside and get the wave, and you can space Kai'Sa so she can't auto-attack you, you get the wave. And then once the Nautilus comes, you'd of course run away. But you try to get as much of the wave as possible. Because we really want to hold this mid tower as long as possible. We just gave it away for free to get some wolves. But we're getting some items. Let's see the next fight. Okay, this doesn't look good. Team is just caught. Here, I hope you don't die. Okay, wait, you get a kill. Okay, this is good. You're playing really far back. You get a reset onto Nautilus. Diego uses ulti. Diego kills the Darius. I mean, it's GG, I guess. But it's good that you didn't die here. And let's see, like, for example, here, this is a perfect example, I think, of what I was saying. You have 212 CS, right? If you died here, you would respawn the same time as your teammates and have 212 CS, right?
Yep.
But instead, because you lived, you got, 13 CS. 2 waves. And in some cases, you will get more. Maybe you get 3 waves or even 4 waves. Or even like 3 waves in the jungle camp. But that shit can really, really add up, you know, in getting to like 10 CS per minute, 12 CS per minute, and actually becoming like a menace in the game and becoming strong. That's good. That's a good example of it. This looks unplayable.
Yeah.
Let's see, how could you play this? I mean, Aurora gets ult here. Good movement. Oh, it
I think I
doesn't look
fucked
so
up right now.
unplayable. I mean, here again, once we
Yeah.
see the
That
Nautilus
looks great.
ult, we need to think about Viego ult range, right? Because we don't want to get Viego ulted while we're Nautilus ulted. So we should be more like here, in this area. That Viego can't ulti on us when we're Nautilus ulted. And it's the same principle as before. If we have to drop DPS to not get like fucked, we do it. Because here, you know your LeBlanc also dies because of you. You knock her up.
Yep.
So if you don't knock her up and you're just clicking to here, staying here waiting for the Nautilus ult, maybe you guys can actually kill the Viego. Maybe. Maybe not, but maybe. But I definitely feel like the biggest things that I want you to work on is by far the biggest things is just work on your APM, work on your spacing, work on your movement, and like by working on your APM and your spacing, you will automatically work on your movement, I think. And also just become much more mindful of CC. Try to ingrain it in your brain, never want to get CC'd. Number one priority, never get CC'd, avoid their CC. If you do that, it'll make such a big difference. And then also, if you're ahead, don't push another wave after you kill them. Take cleanse against Leona. And yeah, I think that's that's the biggest things, honestly.
Yeah.
I think if you work on those, like for sure, Grandmaster Insta.
We'll see, bro.
For sure, for sure. It's you're playing, not to be rude, but you're playing Jinx. You know, it's you just need to farm well. And
Yeah,
I mean,
that's true. That's true.
on a maybe on this patch it's a bit harder. You're playing Jinx on hard mode right now, but for sure they'll buff Jinx again or make her items better, which they're doing that patch, right? Because they want Jinx to always be a good champ. And if you get good at spacing and movement and just playing high resources, like the other thing as well is just always staying alive if fights look bad. On Jinx, that's so important. If you do that, you'll go 10 CS per minute and 60% win rate easily. 60-70%.
Yeah.
Easily. But yeah, do you have any questions?
No, not really.
Yep.
You summed it up nicely at the end, so I think it's pretty clear. I can
Nice.
definitely see all the fucking mistakes I'm doing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
that's
pretty
good.
bad sometimes.
No, it's good. It's good. I have coached a few people that have a hard time seeing their mistakes, and that's very difficult to deal with. It's good. It's good to like if you cringe at yourself and the mistakes that you make, that is a big motivation for learning. So it's good.
Yeah. Um, maybe one more question about like maybe specific for Jinx or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like I don't really know matchups really well.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think Jinx is like more like matchup dependent the way you play, or if you play like or try to play like consistently the same every game? You know?
Nah, Jinx has a very, very linear playstyle. You walk into lane level 1, you try to rock the wave and get push. If against Kalista or Draven, you don't do this and you don't try to get push because they will just fight you low on. If you get push, you just try to crash 3 waves and base for call in most cases. Especially if you think it's like a very NPC lane, and you can't do anything. And a lot of the time you also have to use a fair bit of your mana pool to get that push because you're rocketing the wave, right?
Yeah.
But of course, if you were chunking them under tower and you're winning lane hard, then you shouldn't base for call. But if it looks like you'll be able to determine yourself when it's good to base for call and not, I think it's not that complicated. It's just like your own mana and how much you think you can gain from it.
Yep.
And then after that, you're pretty much like once you get more and more points into queue, it's just all about spacing. No matter what the ADC you play against, most of the time you'll outrange enemy ADC because like the only ADCs that have comparable range to you is like Caitlyn and Koma with W, uh, and that's about it. Right? I guess Ashe somewhat, but you come to a point where you start to outrange her as well. But it's hard to
Yep.
space Ashe because she just Ws you and runs you down. So like in most matchups, you're just playing to space and not give like engage range from enemy support and playing max range your rockets. And then you go minigun once the fight is like a real fight and you're winning. But most matchups look like this. The only matchups that, as I said earlier, where you don't want to rock the wave level 1 and try to get push is like really strong lane bullies like Draven Kalista. And if they have like Pike, for example, and in those cases you just have to respect, and you get a few levels under your belt, and then you start to try to play on slow pushes, and just like kind of farm up and scale. But versus a lot of other ADCs, apart from them, I think you can actually like play early game. You can get push. You can once you have push, you can start poking them and harassing them on CS and actually get some leads. Which is why Jinx has always been a pretty good champion for solo queue, in my opinion, because she has a decent, good early game. She can get push in most lanes, and she has really, really, really good scaling.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I wish you the best of luck in your climb, man, and I'll
Thank you. You too, man.
see you around. Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
All right. See you later.
Alright, see ya. Bye bye. Yay, that was fun, chat. That was fun. Things very simple in OP ADC. I agree. I agree. I agree. There's no more free skins for 50k points. I don't have any OP skins right now. Oh, and thank you, Kagaman, for the 13 months. Appreciate a lot. This guy was good. Yeah, he was good. I think he had some things to work on, but I think he can definitely. Well, they have late bloomer on. That's so funny. On fucking op.gg. Okay, we are coaching one more guy. He was polite. Yeah, he was nice, and he seemed like he was really wanting to learn. So it's good. Good. It's good. I need to go get some water. Throat's dying. Okay, I'm back, chat. Can you tell me your opinion about Twitch mains and split? I'm Diamond Plus Lovis at this Rage Blade, Hullbreaker, Minion, Storm, Hunter, so I was Monster with 4 HP. Sounds like an interesting build. Why Hullbreaker? Why Rage Blade? Why not go like Bork, Runance, Terminus? Will you be answering any of the questions in the earlier chat, or should we post them again if we still want to ask them? Or, wait, I'll have a look here. What service is this? This was West. Why is Kraken better? Oh, Astral Kaisa. What did you ask? It's the same thing with Cheater Recall. We are stronger, but it feels bad because they have a big wave, or maybe I'm just doing it wrong. When did you post this? At the beginning, when you pushed the wave? Ah, yeah. So Cheater Recalling in the early game can feel bad, yeah, because you let them build a big wave, and they get a free recall as well, right? Usually on Cheater Recall. But it depends a bit, because sometimes when you do it, you can be strong enough to thin the wave and not let them get a free recall. That's ideal, right? I have no idea about Twitch builds, to be honest. That sounds like some mega cookage you did, but maybe it's not bad. I'm a massive player looking to improve and thinking where to shift over to pull the mages for this meta. Or if staying on traditional pool, Jin, Jinx, Ezreal, Kaiser, is still fine. It's fine. I'd say maybe having one mage up your arsenal would be good. Maybe like Syndra, for example. But it's not necessary, I think. Not necessary. Not necessary. Resolve the scale HP is better. How life winning against Genji? Oh no, wait, it's not Genji, Homo Life, it's someone. LNG. Ah. Schedule, I looked at Google, it said Homo Life Genji. And LNG looks like they're gonna stomp. Okay, the next guy is ready. This is a Master Swedish ADC, I believe? I think so. I don't know what Elo is exactly. We'll see, I guess. Oh my god, he plays on Mega Brightness. Mega Brightness o'clock. Oh,
Hello.
what are you doing?
I'm good. I'm very good. And you?
I'm good, I'm good. Could you send your op.gg as well?
Sure.
Have a look.
Oh, that's only the name. Here is the link.
Thank you. From the Chinese letters.
Oh, it's we the guys on our team. We have the same. It's translated to like we are dogs.
Oh, nice. Holy shit, 30 kills. God damn.
Yeah,
With the
I
nuke.
I went from playing in like master. I play in legit diamond lobbies now. I
Oh
think.
shit, yeah, we are struggling hard. I don't know, the
Yeah.
season is heating, no? I feel like I'm
No,
playing a
no.
solo against as well.
Yeah, this season I can't play. I don't know. Last
Bro,
season I played like so good, and now
yeah.
I int every game. I don't know why.
Oh, bro, I feel you, I feel you. I don't know. This is a freak season for sure. So you're playing kind of
Yeah,
same champ pool, no? Kaisaseri?
yeah.
Yeah. What's this, Camille and Poppy, and this is support or what?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
I lost like 4 games in a row when I felt like I played so good, and then I was like, okay, I don't play this role anymore. Now I'm support,
Nice.
and then like I died so much, I got the 14-day ban.
And you weren't trolling, you just died.
Yeah,
Actually,
yeah, and then we had like
you
official
averaged
games,
11 deaths. Oh my god.
and because I was banned in solo queue, I couldn't play like our official games in Sweden. Yeah, so I had to talk to right support, and I said like, it's a Chinese strategy, and they said, okay, you get unbanned.
Nice. Wow. But what would you say your goal is with League of Legends?
Mm, I'm not sure really. I started tryharding a lot like late last season when
Mm-hmm.
we started playing like tournaments.
Mm-hmm.
And then I feel like I improved a lot very quick. Like I've
Mm-hmm.
never been master, and then I went to over 500 LP in like a month.
Mm-hmm.
So then I think I just want to see how good I can get. Like
Yeah.
no real goal or anything.
Okay. Yeah, makes sense. What do you think your biggest like weaknesses are, or what do you think your?
Oh, I die a lot, I
Yeah, I
think.
noticed that
uh,
7 death average in the last 20 games. I think I can tell why you have been struggling.
yeah, it's like when I watch a lot of your videos, and the guys they have like 3 deaths, 2 deaths every game. I don't know. I get like at least 6. And that's at least, you know.
Yeah. Why do you think you die so much? Just different things, or do you feel like there's one recurring element?
Uh, I play, I think, too aggressive. Like
Mhm.
when I play Kaisa, my team needs to scream at me, "Don't ult in," or else I will ult in for like for a kill, you know?
Okay, so you're too willing to like trade 1 for 1 and
Oh
too hungry
yes,
for kills. Okay.
like every game, if we have, it's a very common situation, like early game in bot. If I can trade first blood for me dying, I take it every time, even though it's like support for me,
Okay.
which probably isn't worth because he can do whatever he wants with the wave.
Mm-hmm.
But I just take it because I like kills. I'm
Okay. So it sounds like a lot of your gameplay is quite like emotional, maybe. We maybe
yeah,
need to introduce some rationality behind our decision making to make it more clear the kind of structure that we want to have for making the best possible decision always. Like,
yeah. I don't think I think that much when I play. I just
yeah,
play, you know.
yeah. And that's fine because we don't really want to think that much when we play. We want most of it to be at the back of our brain, kind of doing all the work, and we're just tapped in and focused. But
Yeah,
to do that, we need to kind of create some rules or structures beforehand to make things easier for ourselves. And it seems like you've kind of encountered some of them already, that you're understanding, for example, that trading 1 for 1 with their support is not actually the best because, yes, you get 400 gold and they get 300 gold. But if they get more farm than you, they get more gold than you and more XP. So the gold maybe ends up being equal or slightly favored for them, and you actually lose out on XP, which is
yeah.
another valuable resource.
Yeah,
So,
when I picked the games today,
mm-hmm,
I think one thing that's very common is usually I get quite strong early.
mm-hmm,
So I picked one game where I get like 3 kills as very early game as Eri, but then I just do nothing.
mm-hmm,
Like I don't know how to win the game when I'm strong.
mm-hmm,
And then the second game is just a typical game when I play a lot more aggressive. I get like 15 kills and I die 7 times.
mm-hmm,
So I think that's my 2 most common games, I should say, I guess.
mm-hmm.
Like I get fed early and I'm too scared to do nothing and lose, or I just play crazy and die a lot and I win.
Mm.
So those are the games I picked.
Yeah, sounds good. So far, this laning phase looks pretty normal. Like your blitz got chunked because they had a war in the middle bush. I was gonna say maybe you could play closer to your blitz, but I think fact that you're playing like here and looking to spot them if they come is fine too, level 1. I think you played normal. And then they get level 2 first. Good that you respect here. Really good that you don't get chunked.
Do you mind like screen sharing on Discord?
Wait, I wasn't sharing screen?
No, no.
Sorry,
No,
I
it's
forgot.
okay. It's okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
usually
no
I would share
worries.
screen. Sorry.
No, no problem. Now I see.
Well, essentially, I was gonna say that it's really good that you don't get chunked, but then you immediately walk in to get chunked. So
Yeah, I don't know what I was doing.
I mean, I understand the thought process a little bit that you want to try to get an auto attack on Lulu, but
Yeah.
a good rule to have and a good way of seeing the game is when you have engaged support and they have range support, your job is to stay full HP. Because if you stay full HP and your support hits their engage, usually you're always winning.
Oh, okay.
While on the other hand, the range support's job and their goal in the lane is to chunk both of you a bit down so that even if they hit their engage spell, in this case Blitzcrank Hook, you guys still don't win. Because what happens is if you guys get chunked and you know that you lose the 2v2 even if Blitzcrank hits Hook, it's unplayable for you guys. They can just walk in your face and do whatever they want, right? They don't have to be scared of anything.
There's no point to pick Blitz then, right?
Yeah.
If you just lose if he hooks.
Yeah. So for us to keep our support's win con, it's really important that we don't kind of get trapped into enemies' win con, which is to slowly poke us down. And this applies to like every engaged support. If you have Leona, Nautilus, whatever, and any range support they have. So thinking of it like this, and then when you have range support into range support, it's mostly about who plays the trades better, right? Who gets the biggest HP lead. And the bot lane that gets the HP lead and gets the wave control is the bot lane that's winning. Yeah. And for engage into engage, it's the ADCs trying to both space each other 1v1, and whichever support gets a good engage is usually winning, and also whoever has wave control is winning, right?
Yeah.
So whenever I play these sorts of matchups, I'm just thinking to myself, like, if Blitzcrank can't find an engage, it is what it is, but my job is not to try to trade. Because if I try to trade with Nyla or Lulu alone, it should always be bad, right? Because Lulu can shield the damage, they can both hit me because they're both kind of range champs. I mean, Nyla's a melee-ish. She's a weird champ, right? But it's easy for them to both hit you while your Blitzcrank can't interact. So I would only look to trade when my support is actually looking to trade.
So like when he engages.
Yeah. When he's looking for a hook, okay, I'll try to, I'll follow the hook. I'll be ready to follow the hook, but I don't want to get chunked ever before he hooks.
Okay.
Because now you can see this is good, that one, they have to respect because they're kind of scared of your jungler, but also like you guys are both close enough to full HP now, and you have a wave that if Blitzcrank hits the hook, it's really bad for them, right?
Yeah, we win hard.
Yeah. Well, if you guys were both chunked to this HP, they could probably just spit in your face and walk up and hit the wave. If not, Volibear wasn't here, right? And they wouldn't have to care about your win con at all. This is good. You're just slow pushing. Then you eat to crash this wave. Good. Now you base. Good. Good. Nice E. You don't lose. Oh, do you get the minion with W? Get with W.
Oh,
Hey,
miss.
not like that. That's close. But it's all good. I'm assuming you hit all of these creeps. I'll skip past it. And now you slow push. You lasted last second. Good. Everything looks good so far. No deaths yet. It looks like you're not dying much in the very early laning phase, maybe. Because I think, like, for example, this lane, a trap that I was expecting you to maybe fall into was you were trading really hard and trying to maybe create some opportunities for your blitz. But so far you've been good and patient, which is nice. Good. You push this wave. You should move the Drake. Nice. He gets the Drake. Kind of holding the wave. You want to cheese them. Okay. You were playing it really well. weren't. I'm not sure. Now that's flash. No, I don't know why she doesn't flash and kill you. But how
I
you
did not respect the heal.
Yeah, like this is really good. The fact that here, what I really like here is the fact that when you hook, when the Lulu gets hooked, you immediately start to back off. You know, you're not looking to chase in here. Because if you chase in here, you're going to get fucked by Nyla and Lulu and all these minions. So the fact that you respect the fact that it's just like a short trade is really good. And then this is really good, really good, really good, really good. Really good now. And then...
Yeah, like this position is, you know, when I told you I was greedy for the 1v1 trade.
Yeah.
I think here, okay, I kill Lulu. Maybe I survive, maybe I don't, but I go for it.
That's really not worth. Insanely not worth.
And that's my problem, you know?
The way you can think of it that makes you understand why this is so not worth is because if we press pause right now and we look, if we wait for Blitzcrank to have hook again, what do? They can't play, no?
They're scared, yeah.
Yeah, they can't, like, if any of them gets hooked now, they just die once Blitzcrank has hook back up. So why would we take a scenario that's 100% winning for us and make it a 50-50? That's like equal for both sides. We don't have to kill Lulu right now, because if we just wait like 5 more seconds, or like, I don't know, 7 more seconds, when Blitzcrank has hook back up, then they can't lane anymore. Because on the next Blitz hook, for sure they get fucked if he hits it.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure here Nyla has flash and she should just flash after you, but it's whatever. I don't care if you die or not, right? But the point is we need to accept the small wins, and we need to understand that, like, the way you snowball in League is not that you always kill them. It's by getting a really advantageous situation and then you put a fucking chokehold on them. So if you now back off after getting this mega good trade and you wait for Blitzcrank to get hook, what will happen is you guys will walk up, you will push this wave, and then I want you to choke them under tower. And what I mean by that is that every single CS Nyla goes for, she should be pissing her pants at a Blitzcrank hook. And if she actually respects for that whole duration, you can keep this Nyla and Lulu locked under tower for fucking 2 minutes straight, missing so much CS. And suddenly you come out of lane at 7, or you recall at 8-9 minutes, and instead of killing the Lulu, you got a 23-30 CS lead, which is 10 times better.
Even more gold, yeah.
Yeah, it's more gold, and it's more XP, it's more everything.
Oh, it sounds so simple when I hear it now.
That's true. Oh, mega hook. Once you use barrier. Yeah, you guys get the wave. You push next. I don't mind you pushing next year. Gives your Blitz some free time to roam. Good, I think. Don't lose any minions. Scary. But pushing next year can be a bit bad, because, like, what can happen, because this is canon, they can hard push this next wave, and if you're slower to get back the lane, you can lose this whole 6 minions, you know? But because you're Sari and you're super fast, you don't lose any. But maybe if you're playing something like Kai'Sa, I wouldn't want you to push this wave for 2 reasons. One, it takes you like a long time to push it because it's canon, and also it would take you a lot longer to get back to lane than Sari would. So you'd maybe end up losing 6 minions, and Nyla only loses like 1 minion because it's canon, right? And the cannon tanks the tower for so long. Okay, this is good. You just slow push. Okay, you see them roaming, so you hard push. That's nice. I think we're tri-bush, so fine. Bring bases, you receive wave. Oh, don't hold this though. You want this to crash under tower. You don't want to hold this.
Oh, I thought you always wanted to hold it if you can.
No, because here you want to just start building up your own slow push. But what's gonna happen now is that they can just clear your wave. While if you let it crash under tower, and they could not clear the wave under tower, you would get a big slow push building, and you have so many minions you can deny from the Zeri, from the Nyla, because she has to respect Blitzcrank hook because you have a big wave. I
Yeah,
don't
when
know
he
what.
arrives. Okay.
Now the Nyla is like scared when she shouldn't be, because if she just clears this wave right now, then you won't get such a big slow push. But now you will still end up getting a decent. And I think it can also be risky to hold the wave in these sort of scenarios, because you don't get as chunked here as I think you should. Like, I don't know what this Nyla is doing. Like, why she not walk up and click on you? Because if she clicks on you and you don't click back fast enough, you get really chunked here. And then your Blitzcrank is what? Gonna come back to you being half HP? He's not happy with that, you know?
No.
I think she could even like dash on you because she has 2 dashes, right? She could use one to damage you and then hold the other for if someone's close. This pink ward you have is good because it makes her scared to go in, but I think she could play it a lot more aggressive. But in most cases, I think it's good to hold it, but it depends a bit. Like in a lot of cases as well, it's good to let the wave crash if neither of you are looking to base. If enemy's looking to base, it's good to hold it, I think.
Okay.
But like you're not really playing to freeze there, I think. You're playing to build up a slow push. I think you know there that you're not going to be able to freeze it because your support is not there. So if it crashes into your tower or if it doesn't, it's not a huge difference, and you just want to do what makes you the safest, which is to not like try to hold it. A little bit weird. How come you played like
I wanted
this?
to just save Blitz, but I don't think he would have died anyway.
No, I don't think you would have died. And it's like your clicks are kind of like weird. They're very like, it's like a part of you wants to fight, but a part of you also really doesn't want to fight. Like you're clicking back, but then eing forward, you know?
Yeah, I don't know what I did really.
Yeah. That's all good. I mean, that happens sometimes. What happened here? I'm gonna go for the plate. Oi,
I
oi, oi.
wanted item.
But you need. Wait, how much is static? Isn't it 1200? Or is it 1300 now?
I think it's
Oh, wait.
1275 or something. Or maybe.
Oh, yeah, you pinged it. It's 12. It's 1250. What the fuck?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 1250. I mean, I think you just don't. I mean, you can go for the plates, but then just wait for the wave, you know? Like, for the thing is, like, this is again another situation here that's it's kind of similar to when you went on the Lulu, but a bit different. But the lane is in a really good state for you guys. Like, instead of greeting for this place instantly, why not just instead walk here and then W here? And then you can push the next wave under tower and get the plate that way. Because I think you don't need to, like, you don't want to base right now. I don't think you should base right now. I think you should push this wave. Wait, one sec.
Okay.
My mom just gave me like a pastry thing.
History?
I don't know what the fuck they call it. It's like kanel.
Kanel? Like the thing you eat?
Yeah, like a cinnamon bun type of
Oh,
kanelrulle
yeah,
eller
yeah, yeah.
something like that.
Kanelbulle, yes.
Yeah. How kind of her. Well, so yeah, I would want you to push this wave, because if you don't push this wave and they hard push it, you're gonna lose all these minions. You can see like all 6 minions died. And it doesn't really make sense that you're in such a hurry to base, because you guys are the one in a better state of the lane. Like Lulu's out of mana, and you're higher HP than Nyla before you tank 2 tower shots. So I don't really understand why you feel the need to like base instantly right now.
I just wanted item, I think.
Yeah, but we can get that item by getting this wave and keep pressuring them under tower, and we could get this wave and then base, you know? And that way we don't lose 6 minions, and maybe we deny some creeps from them. Yeah, there's no rush. Because Nyla wants item too. If she's close to item, chances are if you're close to item, chances are she's probably close to item as well. So if we can have a good lane state, we'd rather aim to keep that than just basing for item. Unless we can't pressure them because enemy jungler is coming bot. So for example here, after this mid play, like your enemy Yarvan kills Katarina, and then he's going to bot, right? So after you get this wave, you would be, instead of 300 HP recalling, you would be gaining this wave, right? And after you got this wave, I wouldn't want you to stay now, because now Jarvan would just come to bot, so you have nothing to pressure. But if Jarvan wasn't coming bot, and bot lane still looked good, I would be fine with you staying. Even though you have item in base.
Yeah.
Okay, Nyla was really greedy with her base here. Oh my god, she still hasn't based. That's crazy. This is a bit of an annoying situation. I think you have two options here. So either you do this, or you just hit tower. But the risk of hitting tower is that they can go behind you, right? But you are playing Zeri, and your E will be back up by the time you're there. So I think it's fine for you to hit tower, because Nyla is like low mana and kind of useless. It's also fine for you to look to move. I would probably prefer hitting tower, because I think Jarvan has no ult.
Safe.
No, not because it's more safe. It's just a higher like percentage return. Yeah. It's like I'll 100% get a plate. I think it's very unlikely that I die. Jarvan's no ulti. I have walls to jump on, and I have flash. Like worst case, I waste their time and I have to flash. And I don't think that's terrible, because that means your jungler will get grubs or maybe a top gank or whatever, right? And you do end up killing the Lulu, so this works out as well. But maybe the Lulu doesn't base here and she bases in a bush, and then it's like, like for example, if she's basing in this bush instead, then you don't even see her, and you just come here to do nothing,
Yeah.
So this is more of like a less
risky.
Yeah, but I don't know if risky is the right word. It's like a lower percent chance play of something good happening. And I always like to go for the one that I feel like has a guaranteed risk or a guaranteed reward, kind of, or the most guaranteed reward. This is good. Here we think Yarvin is here, so we don't really want to fully... Oh my god! Blitzcrank. Nah, bruh. That's crazy.
Yeah, I think we win that if he hooks.
Yeah, I think so too, but it is what it is. Okay, it's all good, it's all good. I mean, so far the lane is very, like, chill, not much happening. This is quite interesting, though. Okay, let's see a blitz. Oh, we tried. Okay, you cleared the wave. Move with your team. Nice. Katarina goes mega deep. We go back to bot, push it. Back to fight. Let's see this. Okay, I think ult flash is a bit overkill, but I respect it.
Yeah, that's like one of the things.
You go for montage always?
No, like...
You go for overkill always?
Yeah, if I have flash up, I flash.
I would say that's montage.
No, maybe. It's not like I'm playing for montage, but...
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, like, I always try to evaluate whether or not I need to flash. And here, I would think I don't need to flash, because, like, by the time they're here, I'll be here. So then my ulti will kill the Lulu anyways. I think they're, like, 99% dead. Like, even if you didn't ult flash, if you just kept walking up like this, your ulti would reach the Lulu. I'd say she's, like, 100% dead. And then you 100% kill the Nile as well after you kill the Lulu. So it's like, it's always good to kind of make that, the habit that we want to make is kind of the evaluation in your brain of like, can I kill them without flash? And once you can answer that question, then everything else comes much more naturally.
Yeah, there will be a similar clip in the next game when I play Kai. So like, I often ult for kills, even though I don't need to.
Did you mean to buy double zeal here?
No, I don't understand the new. I like
Yeah, it's a bit weird.
I pressed the seal and then I pressed like the main item and then it auto buys another seal. I don't know why.
It's a bit bugged. I would recommend not using it. Like when you
Can
click,
you disable? You see, I click it twice and
yeah,
like
it's like it's a bug where I remember I had it happen when I was buying BT. I bought Vamp Scepter and then it bought me 2 Vamp Scepters because I clicked on the BT like I don't know, like it's weird here because it looks like you're clicking on the dagger, but I think it's because you clicked already on the like Nabori. I don't know. That's a weird fucking bug, but I mean what you gotta do is just double check before you leave base.
yeah,
Make sure you
it's the
can
first
undo.
time it happened. So
Yeah.
like here, I'm kind of fed,
Mm-hmm.
but I just end up doing nothing and we lose the game.
Okay.
Like this, what should I do here? Should I just be a push every mid wave?
Yeah, I
Or
mean
what's
that's
my
part
goal
of
this
it.
game?
I mean, okay, so here one thing I don't like is okay, so let's see. Volibear starts Drake right now, right? And do you think that you should perhaps check the Drake to see what HP the Drake's at? That would
Probably.
help you make a better decision. That's the first thing, I think. Because right now, it's so hard for me to tell you what you should do here when I don't see what the Drake HP is. If the Drake is super low HP, then you don't need to do anything. If the Drake is like 5,000, I would want you to go hit the Drake right now and get the Drake and run away. But I have no clue. No clue. And I think you don't either. Like, imagine now you know what HP the Drake is, but you should have checked you should have checked right now. Because right now you just have
Yeah.
free time, you know? If you check what HP the Drake is, oh.
And then I could have helped him as well.
Then you could help him, and then this fight would never happen.
Jackspektra 2023
Because now,
Superstar LEC
this fight is
Superstar.
going to be terrible. Because your
Hello?
jungler was just
Shine
hitting the
bright on the
Drake, your
EU
mid laner's
sky, my
top, your
friend.
top laner's bot. But if you actually just helped your jungler finish Drake, you could
I
even
miss
run.
the streams. Welcome, Captain Jack.
Am I crazy or am I hearing?
Yeah, you heard the sub sound.
Okay.
So if you went into the pit, you could even just go into the pit and then E out, right? You have a lot of freedom in how you
Yeah.
play it. But we need to become more aware of like the objective and have better map control, or not map, camera control. Because this fight is going to be always trash. I know this fight's going to be trash. Because your jungler is not able to turn your CC, and your solo laners are not ready to fight. So while this fight happens, it's partly your team's fault. It's not like when I see this, I know that this fight's always going to be bad. So what has to happen is that we finish Drake and run out. But for that to happen, you need to have the awareness. You don't need to know all of these things that the fight's going to be bad and everything, but you just need to look at the Drake and then make the decision yourself. And you always want to,
Get out.
hit the Drake and do something. You don't want to do this, whatever you're doing right now. Because what you're doing right now makes no sense. You're like abandoning your team, but then you're going back in after, and now you're like completely zoned. Because you could also even argue that you could fight this, but then you need to be where Blitzcrank is right now, you know? And then you kite into the pit. Maybe you can win, I don't know. But this is definitely not, you don't win in fights as ADC flanking, usually ever. That's very rare. So this is a big one so far, because this fight ends up being 4-0 and you lose Drake. This is a crazy gold swing play. And you die as well. How did we die? What did we do here?
I wanted. I may have greeted for a top wave for item. And then
Oh,
I gave
you're
a
greeting
700
for a
gold.
mid wave, no? Why are you going for this mid wave?
And now I run top and take the other
But I
wave.
think you're dead here already, even if you don't. Or maybe you're
maybe.
not. Are you not? Oh my god, you're not actually dead, no? If you just ran to the wall.
No, I'm behind, fine at 100%, I think. But I just wanted the item.
Oh my god, brother. And now, look at what's gonna happen now. Your team is gonna take another shitty fight. That is partly your fault. Because you started this fight. Okay, maybe it's not gonna be a shitty fight, and now it jinxed. I hope your team all dies here. Hey, your team is winning.
They shouldn't have.
I mean, yeah. So we can argue that this should be bad, right? Because you died, and it's not like they even used anything for you. They used sack ult, but they didn't lose any HP or anything, right? So in a way, we can say that like this is another big mistake that we're making. But here, for me, the weird part of this play is like, why are we even going so deep on this mid wave? Like, why not here on this mid wave or here? Just go for Raptors, no? This is like Raptors for me is like the safe resource here, and then sack pushes mid, and you just catch their own tower. It's not like they can siege your tower here, I think.
I think I just wanted to, in case they all wanna go mid, you know, I just wanna clear the wave.
So I do think what you're doing is very risky, because if Sack E's better, then it can be hard. If Sack Q's faster, he could Q right now. Then you need to be really quick on the E. Because you're taking your time Eing as well. You're not Eing insta. You were even thinking about getting that cannon.
Yeah.
You know? And then we want to go for top wave as well. I mean, this is way too greedy. But it's also like, it's greedy in the wrong way. You could get the same amount of resources that you just got if instead of going for this, you just go for this camp.
And
like,
then I get wave after as well. So
yeah.
it's same.
And also, when you're getting this mid wave, we need to make a habit of always hugging like our safe side. And if we don't have a safe side, that means we shouldn't be on that mid wave. And in this case, you don't have a safe side. Because if you hug bot side, you need to be scared of Nyla, Jarvan, and Lulu, right? And if you hug top side, you need to be scared of Zac. Like Zac from here and the others from bot side. But you should still hug bot side, because bot side is where your pink is. So that is the place where you actually have vision, where you can see them coming from. So I think if you're here now, this is like the safe place to be. And then when Jarvan is coming, you just run to this wall and E here, you know?
Yeah, the Raptor wall.
Yeah, the Raptor wall here. Bad boy.
That's a really good concept. I never thought of that. Like, if there's no safe side, then don't go mid wave.
Yeah. If you feel like both sides are scary, that probably means I shouldn't be here.
Okay, yeah, I will think of that in the future.
Yeah. Okay, but it ends up being good. Your team gets a lot of kills, kind of a comeback play. We should buy blue trinket. Maybe that's, I don't know if you normally do it, but you haven't bought it yet, and you're level 11 now and you die and you still don't buy it.
I think I forgot it.
Do you normally buy it?
I mean, when I remember, I do.
Okay. Well, it's good to buy it because it allows you to check Nash. It's a permanent ward you can use for like. It's really good like when you're playing in mid wave. Like how you want to do it is like if you're red side, for example, and then you're like scared of something, and then for example, let's say you have no vision, right? Because your team is just oinking around. Then you just put a blue trinket here, and then that means you can actually like walk up and hug this side, you know? Or maybe you put the blue trinket here. And then you can actually play like this, and you don't have to be as scared, you know? So blue trinket can help you a lot with getting mid waves, and it's also very useful for Nash, very useful for checking bushes without face checking, and all that jazz. But you should ideally always change it after level 9. Okay, it's good here that you go bot. Classic mistake here would be that you go mid. But this would, like, when someone else is mid, you should always take over side. Really good, really good. You push it out. Being that you want to go mid, I think you could also, what you could do here is if, like, Katarina wants this mid wave, like, she wants Needlessly Arch Rod, you can give her the wave and then you do Raptors. I think that's fine. Now she's kind of sad, right? She's just waiting for Needlessly Arch Rod. But this is fine too. I don't mind if you play greedy. Okay, you get this mid wave high. This is good. So again here on this mid wave means fine because we see Nyla and Lulu. But you're playing very in the middle. And we should try to get rid of this habit. Yeah. So obviously here, right is our safe space, right? We have Blitzcrank and we have full wards both sides. So we should get the wave from like here. Because then if Jarvan wants to combo and try to ulti us, we have a ton of space to work with. But now if Jarvan wanted to combo and ult us, we used our E and we're playing in the middle. We're playing actually to their side. So
this one thing I saw I watch a lot of Ruler Starry.
Mm-hmm.
He never eased the wave.
Yeah, I very rarely eat the wave as well, especially later on. I do it in lane when you're like trying to push out, but later on it's very rare because you clear the
Yeah,
wave
like
so fast anyways, and it's so like high risk, low reward. Clear
yeah,
the wave.
right there I use the E, but you know now when I see it, Jarvan could 100% kill me, right?
Yeah,
I have flash, but if I didn't,
yeah, but it's also like, would we want to use flash to clear the
no,
wave
no.
half a second faster? Yeah, it doesn't really like add up if we think about it. Yeah, I think it's a good habit to try to avoid is to like E on waves, especially later on. I think in laning phase, as I said, like if you're trying to crash a wave, you have much less things to be scared of. But in mid game, if people get good at like seeing, like here for example, again, people get good at seeing that you use E and then punishing it, it can get scary. Because you're kind of, imagine when you're playing Zeri and you use your E, it's just as if you're playing Ashe or Jinx or something, you know? You're not actually mobile anymore. Because you use your only mobility.
Yeah, it's true. I never thought of that. So
Okay, nice. But I think here again, a bit similar. Like, you see this click? Boom, boom, boom.
yeah, to the left.
Yeah. But no. We should stay in this area. Never cross like the middle point of mid lane. We never want to cross it to the other side. This is, well, one, it's bad because like we want to be close to a wall to E it, right? But two,
Yeah.
it's also just in bad in general, no matter the champ you play, because you know which side they can come from. You know that they can't come from this side, you know? They
Yeah, we
have to
saw
come
on
from
top.
top side. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is like the only way you can die, and you're just putting yourself at more risk for no gain whatsoever. And like here now, you're like, look at what a shitty position. I think you shouldn't even hit this tower because it's like it's so weird to hit it for me. It's like your team is playing for bot lane tier 2, and you don't really know Jarvan. Like, you know Jarvan and Nyla was top, right? But you don't know exactly where they are. And your team is looking to base. You don't really want to get chunked here because you want to get next mid wave. And ending up in their base having no E like you're now is so awkward. Like, you're just dead now.
Yeah.
So I think you should have more. In general, I feel like a big thing that I feel like you're lacking is awareness and thoughts about what your team is doing. Like, look at what your team is doing. Your Blitzcrank wants to base, your Katarina wants to base, but Volibear is being stupid and puts down Herald. So he's forcing kind of Katarina to stay when it's bad. And they both end up dying. And Blitzcrank finishes his base. So if you looked at this and then made, like, what I would want you to look at is right now, you see that they both want a base. Okay.
Yeah. So
I'm not
run
hitting
down,
this
right?
tower.
Yeah.
So you should do one of two things. Either you base as well, which is fine, or you go for bot tier 2 if you think it's playable. I don't mind which one you choose, but I want you to be more in sync and in tune with your team. Because what you're doing right now, you're just playing the game on your own. And that's never going to work. And you're like, you eat to this place, but you don't even know what the fuck's happening here. And it's like, what the fuck? We're dying? Huh? What's happening here? And we use our flash. Oof. I guess you knew that it was bad because you pinged it afterwards.
Yeah.
But for me, this is very similar to the Drake play, where you don't really, you're not thinking enough about what your team is doing. And I think if you build that awareness more, it's going to make so much easier for you. Because I feel like you have kind of the selfishness down, the playing for yourself and playing for waves down well. But we're lacking a lot the decision making. And that's coming from the fact that you're not thinking about what your team wants to do, thinking about what the objective is, thinking about if people want to base.
Yeah. I think I'm way too selfish when I play. Like I don't think about anything else than okay,
Yeah.
how can I get gold here?
Yeah. And that's fine as like a baseline. That's a really good baseline to have as an ADC. But we need to also incorporate what does our team want to do, because at the end of the day, well, one, we're playing a team game, but also like doing the same thing as our team is also going to get us a lot of gold, you know? Like if our team wants to play for tier 2, I want to get involved in that as an ADC so that I can get tier 2 gold as well. if I can get mid-wave into tier 2 gold, holy shit, that's nice, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, we played this kind of bad.
I should have just left right when I killed the wave. Because now I waste so much time and they steal the Baron.
Yeah, I mean, I think you shouldn't, like, I think, in my opinion, you shouldn't even go for the Sigs.
I should just go Baron.
If he gets the tier 2 and you get Nash, that's fine for me. But I think it's fine that you, like, once we go for the Sigs, it's like, okay, we went for the Sigs. But yeah,
Like here, I could just leave.
just go to Nash now. Yeah, we
Yeah.
fucked up. If we used our W better, maybe we would have killed him. But it's whatever. We don't chase this.
Jackspektra 2023 Superstar.
We never chase
ADC
this.
Superstar.
Hello?
Shine bright on the EU sky.
Mind
my
the sub sound.
No lags, Larry.
Yeah, because chasing this, it takes so long. The guy would probably die to GP anyways, and if he doesn't die, it's whatever. Because look at how late the Nash is. Like, the Nash could have been finished by now, pretty much. But instead, you're coming at 7k. And this ties perfectly into what I was saying with that you're not playing with your team. Your team is doing Nash, and not once during this whole sequence did you even check the Nash HP.
Yeah.
Which is criminal. Because, like, for example, maybe if your support and jungle are playing different champions, you could make an argument that you thought they would do it faster. But I hope you know that Volibear and Blitzcrank does not do Nash fast, because they do it turtle speed,
yeah,
right? But I would still want you to check the Nash to see if... Because then you could actually make the decision, oh, they're doing Nash really fast, they don't actually need me. If you looked at Nash and made that decision, I'd be like, okay, that's fine, you can go kill the Ziggs. But you never make that decision, you're just not thinking about it. And you're just thinking, I want to kill the Ziggs.
Yeah, it's the same as the dragon play.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Kill them at least, I hope. It's not that bad, I guess. But why aren't you basing? What are you doing? What's this? Okay, so you get the mid wave. When are we gonna base now? After we take... Okay, so a good rule to have is after you take a mid wave, if you stay for a jungle camp, that is you choosing to stay for another wave. Unless you get a big item from it. Because I never want you to go for a jungle camp and then base after the jungle camp. Why is that? Because if you do, you will lose the next wave. And they will maybe get tower. So if you were planning to base after that wave that you just took now, which you should, then you should never go for this camp. If you're planning to stay one more wave, then it's fine that you go for this camp. But why would we want to stay with 1000 HP? We're half HP and low mana. This makes no sense. Look at your team. Again, like, let's think about what our team wants to do. So Katarina's about to respawn. GP is going to want to push this wave and base. Volibear is either going to do one more camp or do this camp and base. Why would we want to... Like, our team is now recalling, going back out on the map, and we are 1000 HP, not able to fight.
Yeah, it's true. It's a really good... I never thought about that, you know. What does my team want to do?
Yeah.
My only thought is, okay, I can get gold here and gold here.
And that's a good baseline, because it's really important. Like, this is a mindset I try to cultivate with people that play ADC. Is like, oh my god, the fact that you dashed there gave me a heart attack. You should die here. You should die for doing that dash. That's so illegal that you dash in their face. And your Katarina just showed on bot, and your GP is about to show on top. And you dashed versus Sack Yarvan. Oh my god. Okay, we need to get rid of that habit that we're dashing on. It doesn't even save you any time, you know? It like barely saves you any time. You got this wave, maybe one auto attack faster than you would have without the E.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's it. But, like, I always try to cultivate with ADCs that they need to really prioritize gold. Because a lot of people, they have it the other way around. That they don't think about enough their own, what's best for themselves, how to get the most gold, how to get the most resources. And that's why they end up with, like, 6 CS per minute, 7 CS per minute. Some get 5 CS per minute, you know? But you've kind of taken it too much to the other extreme, where it's all you're thinking about. You're willing to drop tempo for it. You're willing to fucking die for farm at sometimes. Like,
Yeah.
and we need to dial it a bit back. And that doesn't mean that you're not prioritizing farm as much, but it means that you're more thinking about the game in a bit more holistic manner, where you're thinking more about, okay, so for example here, like everything in League is very, if you want to improve your macro, it's about understanding what every role wants to do. So when you see, like let's say here, for example, right? If we have let's do every role breakdown fast. So Volibear is about to finish his Krugs. What is the next thing he's going to want to do?
Oh, do you want me to answer?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably reset or wait for red.
So he has two options, right? He can either reset, like you said, or
Yeah,
he
or
can look for a
come with
play
me.
in both side, right?
Yeah.
He's never going to wait for red respawn. It's 25 minutes. If he does that, you're playing in silver. So, and then Volibear is going to make a decision based on someone else, probably. And who do you think that is based on? Or two people he's going to make it based on.
Yeah, probably Blitzcrank, because he's kinda invading.
And one more person.
Probably what Kata does on bot.
Mm-hmm. So, it's very predictable what do you think Katarina wants to do?
Yeah, it looks like she's basing in the bush, right? Or she's baiting, I can't tell.
Let's
Like
think
she's waiting
more.
for them to push.
If you were the Katarina, what would you want to do here? It's much simpler than that.
She wants to wave.
Yeah, she wants to get wave.
But she can't, yeah.
But she's scared, right? So she's waiting for Volibear to come here so she can get the wave. And then we think, what does GP want to do?
He can push the wave alone.
He can push the wave alone, and then what does he want to do?
Probably base.
Okay, everybody doesn't need to always base. You can't say base for everybody.
Okay, keep pushing. I don't know.
No, he wants to move to mid. How League of
Okay.
Legends works in most cases is side lanes push, then move to mid. It's pretty rare, unless you're playing like Camille, that you want to just push all the way to their base. You know, because like the GP, he could push one more wave now because your team is fighting, but most people are just going to push sides and move to mid. And now here, if you knew all of these things, like, because don't even get me started on how long you stayed on the map. Like, the fact that you stayed on the map is so illegal, but this is a direct consequence of you staying on the map for so long. Your team, your Katarina, wants to play for the next bot wave, right? She wants to get the next bot wave. Your Blitzcrank wants to get bot side vision and look for a pick. He's going way too early, which is not your fault, right? He needs to wait for the Volibear. So he misjudged that. That's a big miscalculation on his part. But in a lot of cases, when the enemy engages on your support, it can still be a good fight. But this, which should be a 4v4, ends up being a 3v4 because you are in base.
Yeah.
So you will find that probably in most of your games, you are not a part of good fights and maybe even bad fights. You're just not a part of fights because you're not syncing up with your teammates, and you need to work on understanding what your teammates want to do. But it's really quite simple. Your jungler wants to clear all his camps and then look for plays. Your solo laners want to push out waves and then move to mid. That's like 99% of what happens in League. And then you can use that exact same logic and apply it to the enemy team. So, for example, if we think about what does Siggs want to do? So Siggs pushes this top wave, right? He's about to push this top wave. Or no, he doesn't push this wave. Yeah, he pushes this wave. And then what does he want to do? One of two things, right? He either wants to base or he wants to go mid.
Yeah.
So then if we use that logic, then we could know that on next mid wave, Siggs might be coming from topside. And by just applying these kind of rules, which are really quite basic, and it's really like, that's also why this E is even more criminal, because your solo laners actually have to catch waves pushed in, and they're not around you mid, and you know that their solo laners can be around mid. Because the sack just showed, here, right? And Siggs was moving. Yeah. They should kill you here. For sure, they should kill you here. But it's the nice thing about it is that it's not very complicated, and that it kind of works the same every single game. There's a few exceptions, like, for example, if you're playing with a Tryndamere, you're probably not going to expect him to move mid an awful lot. You know, he's just going to want to stay on side. But in 99% of cases, they're just going to push wave into move. So when you see that your solo lane, like if your side laner has to catch a wave here, most likely as an ADC, you can never be here, you know?
Yeah, because they come behind.
Yeah, they just come here and fuck you up. And the same thing applies to like mid lane. If your mid laner's catching here, then as an ADC, you have to play safe, you know? You have to kind of play in this space, because if you walk up into this area, it's gonna be danger zone. And this will help you like die way less and play with your team way more. Because of course people will still int, like this Volibear, for example. I don't know what the fuck he's doing. Like here the Volibear is like just, I mean, let me think here a bit though. I think you going for red is fine. Yeah, you going for red is fine, I think. I was thinking if it's int, then you should go for midway, but I think it's whatever. But for example, this Volibear will int, but probably right now, it's going to feel like your team is inting a lot more than they actually are, because you're never in a position to play with them.
Yeah, I should have helped them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like the fight when Blitz died in the jungle. I was thinking, okay, my Blitz is inting, but you know, I should have been there, so it's kind of my fault.
Yeah. But yeah. And then this one, it's again about, I mean, this one is harder though, because Jarvan played it well. Actually, wait, Jarvan didn't play well. You're blind.
No, I saw him. I didn't
We
see
saw
him. Yeah, I didn't see him in game though, but I saw him
Yeah,
now.
nobody saw him in game. Because I think if Blitzcrank sees him in game, you guys can just turn on the Jarvan. But I think like, I mean, here what you can just think of is like Volibear is dead. If they get this mid tower, it's really low mid tower. It's whatever, you know. It's not worth
it's a
losing the
fake
game
tower,
over
right?
this. It's
Yeah.
kind of a fake tower as well. Yeah, they can one shot it. But it's like, anyways, even if they get this, like, to get this tower, they need to do like 3 auto attacks. It's not a big deal if they get it, you know. It's whatever. It's not
Yeah,
worth
it's gonna
losing the
die
game
anyway.
over. Yeah, it's gonna die anyway, eventually, anyways. But now we all die. We use all our sums, and it's just, I don't want to say it's GG, but it's pretty
They
tough.
just end now. Yeah.
Yeah. Now they get bot, they get mid, they get everything. They
we do
clip
like
Cloud Soul.
we fight just because we want to fight, you know, and then we just lose.
Yeah. Because now the game is really hard. And the biggest mistake is not actually this last fight, which I can probably understand why it feels like the game felt kind of hopeless to you. But the biggest mistakes is all the things you did prior to this, and just not helping your team and being aware of what they were doing.
The Drake and the Baron, right?
Yeah.
Because they wouldn't have Soul, and then we would have a Baron.
Yeah. That would have shifted the game massively.
Yeah. No, it's really good tips. Because I thought here, like, oh, I'm so bad, you know, I can't carry the game. But it was only the macro that
it's
destroyed
nothing mechanical. You're playing mechanically fine, but if you're not even in the fights, what the fuck mechanics are there to play?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. Let's see the second game. This game was a bit different, you said?
Yeah, this is a very common. I'm a lot better on Kai'Sa. Like I have like 4 or 5 times the amount of games. So here I dare to play more aggressive, and this one we win. But I die a lot more.
You die a lot more. Okay, so let's see.
It's like a common 7 deaths or 8.
See how you're playing. I mean, playing aggressive on Kai'Sa is very important, but I do wonder if maybe it sounds like your Kai'Sa would be better if the ult was unbound. I do feel that a lot when I watch Kai'Sas. Because you want to use your ult more as like a cleanup tool a lot of the time. Or a peeling tool, rather than... You never really want to trade 1-for-1 unless it's a huge shutdown. That's kind of the opposite. In general, that's the opposite of what ADC wants to do. They want to do damage and survive. And survive is kind of more important than the do damage part. Let's see here. So far, so good. I mean, your early laning, it's interesting that your have this issue because your early laning phase looks very like respectful, I guess. Like you're not taking random damage, inting, walking into them. Oh my god, Q flash Milio. Oh my goodness. I respect it. Good flash. Okay, nice. Okay, so here, what I would think about is one of two things. Or like I would think, what do you want to do here? Do you want to base or no?
I mean, I want to base because I have a lot of gold. I will get pickaxe on base, but there's no need, right? So I probably should slow push this, or?
I think both are fine. Both have their pros and cons. The nice thing about slow pushing is that Jin will lose more farm, and when he comes back, you will still be stronger than him because he'll be level 2 and you'll be level 3. While the nice thing about hard pushing and basing is that you get pickaxe, and
I get back on the map quick.
Yeah. So I think both is fine. Depends a bit on the game and your champ. I think maybe if you're playing something like, I think also it depends a bit on your jungler. Like for example, here, if your jungler was didn't do 3 camps bot side, but instead did 3 camps top side into this gank, then I think slow pushing this would be kind of turbo, because it would mean that your jungler would be doing bot side camps while the slow push is building up, and then by the time
we
your
have
jungler
3v3.
Well, in this case, it wouldn't be a 3-3, but you would have, so let's say your jungler finishes all his 3 bot side camps and your soul push is building up meanwhile. You could either dive or you could trade super aggressively and look for a gank again.
Yeah.
But I think this is fine, especially since you're, like, this kind of lines up perfectly, but maybe it's just, it's unintentional maybe, but now your Nunu is top side and you're super safe on bot because the wave is going to slow push into you. So they have no, like, punish on bot again, you know?
Yeah, I can tell you that was not planned.
Yeah.
I did not think about that.
Yeah. I mean, it seems like Nuna is... Bro, I don't understand when junglers do this. It makes no sense. Like, your red buff and Krugs are just better than Crab. Why would you go for bot Crab? It makes no sense. And your bot lane doesn't have prio because they have a soul. Oh, it's so bad. But, yeah. But usually every mistake that is like a decision-making mistake comes from not understanding other roles, in my experience. Like, for example, here, the Nuna is making a mistake because he doesn't understand that this is not good for you guys. I mean, it's two things, right? It's also that he loses 1v1. That makes it really bad. But it's bad for you guys, and it's bad for mid lane. Like, mid lane doesn't want to move, and bot lane doesn't want to move. Your mid lane can actually move first, but you guys don't want an extended fight here, because if Jin just pushes this wave, and then you guys get chunked, it's like so bad for you guys.
It's over.
Yeah. So now I want you to stay high HP, you don't get poked out. Nice, they can't dive. Good, you catch this wave. Nice, and now just slow pushing, slow push, slow push. Okay, good. One thing that's good to think about when you play enchanter matchups is thinking a bit about sustain. In this case, for example, they have Nami and you guys have Milio. So Milio has no healing while Nami does. So I don't know if this is, if you're thinking this or if you thought about this, but it's good that you're not trading too aggressively, because if you do, you kind of get out sustained.
Yeah, we just lose.
Yeah. So this is good so far, that you're playing like very reserved and chill. You're scared of enemy jungle here a bit? Yeah. Fine, I guess. I don't think they have much gank pressure on you. A good tip I like to think about when it comes to junglers is one of two things. Like, one, you look at enemy movement, right, to kind of determine. Like here, I wouldn't think that enemy jungler is bot side because they're hard pushing this wave. And why would they want to hard push this wave if enemy jungler is bot side? And the second is that you just look, you can get a lot of your decision making doesn't need to be based on enemies, but it can be just based on your allies. So instead of trying to think, oh, where is the enemy jungle? Can he be here? 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 Where is he? He can be anywhere. You just look at one thing, and that is this little guy, your own jungle. Because that's all you need. In 9 out of 10 games, if you fight when your jungler is topside, it's gonna be mid to bad. While
Yeah,
if
you
you
lose more often.
yeah, more often than not. While if you fight when your jungler is both side, hey, that's gonna be good more often than not. So if you just stick to that, you just respect more when your jungler is topside, and of course you'll adapt. Like if you see enemy junglers topside, you will, like for example now you see the Volibear and Nunu are fighting, so you're going to not play as if Volibear could be bot. But if you don't see, then you just respect. It's a good default mindset to have that will really like serve you a lot more than it'll hurt you. Okay, so we push this wave, make sure it crashes. Nice. We get the goodbye. Good, good, good. Jin stays to push a cannon wave. Good shit. Okay, so here, what should we do with the wave here?
Probably push and help Nunu with Drake. Or because it doesn't crash, right? We don't have time. I don't know.
It's gonna be close. I think you have
Yeah,
time.
maybe because I'm Kaisa, yeah.
Because the next one is so far away. But yeah, I would say here that the safest, easiest play is you just hard push this wave and help Nunu. And even if the wave doesn't fully crash, it's not a big deal. You lose a few minions, but you get the Drake.
But I have a question here. If you like, because this happened a lot when we played competitive, isn't the correct play here, like for everyone, Nunu does a Gromp or Wolves, and then when we crash, we all three do the Drake. That has to be better, right?
In some cases, yes. In this case, I think not, because he's doing it on the timer that enemy bot is in base. It's good because he sees that Jin is basing, so he knows that Jin cannot be a part of this Drake while you can.
Okay, so we should just hard push and then go help him.
I think you can make the argument that you should hard push and go help him, but you can also slow push. But what I want you to do when you're slow pushing is not be here. You should be here, last hitting the minions, and ready
so
to
I'm
run
fast,
help him
yeah.
if any fight breaks out. The important thing is not necessarily what you do with the wave. It's just that you're really ready to go and join any fight that happens around here. I think because it's a Nunu, he takes Drake pretty fast, so you don't actually need to hit the Drake with him. But if your jungler was like an Ivern or something, then I would want you to hard push the wave and just go kill the Drake with him. If you drop 3 CS for it, it's whatever. The worst case scenario that can happen is you don't help him with Drake, enemy jungler comes, he dies, and it's just, holy shit, the game is unplayable.
Yeah. But then, like, we push now and then we just get nothing.
Yeah, but that's fine. I mean, I would check for Tribush to check if there's a pink in there. I think that's good. But it's like you already got the objective, so there's nothing bad happening now, you know? You can just keep playing, you can just keep laning bot.
Yeah.
And now Volibear will be on Krugs, right? Because he's doing red buff into Krugs. Okay, he's actually gonna kill your Talon instead, because your Talon is mega fisting. But now I want you to disrespect, because Nunu's topside, right? And you know that if you trade on bots, Volibear can come and Nunu can't. And he does come. Oh, but we don't flash. Oh, but we flash now.
And then I just die.
I mean, I think here this was like actually good pathing by Nunu to avoid your ward. But I think
he
it was
walked
very,
all around.
very easily outplayable. Like the first mistake is like, I think you shouldn't run this way. You should run like you forgot about Milio. If you just run here, you're way safer than running here.
And then he just clicks R and I survive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did not think about that.
Yeah, so that's the first thing. But I understand the instinct of looking to not get hit by Volibear stun. But then what I want you to do is just flash the Volibear stun. Flash right now.
Yeah.
That's what you need to do. If you don't have Milio, that's the only way you can survive this. Maybe you still die, but that's the only way you can survive this. And if you do have Milio, you need to flash the bubble, obviously. Afterwards. So you come back to lane, you hard push with Milio bases. Normal. Okay. Fine, you look for a fish on mid, nothing happened. Okay, I like it. Nice. See the Nami roaming mid. It's the Jin. Really good. Well played.
So this is just typical Kaisa, you know.
Yeah. So we're overstaying a bit, no? Now we need to say one more wave.
Yeah, this is another. You will see.
Yeah, I was gonna say, okay, we need to make another rule. Because this probably happens a lot in your games.
Yeah, like these mistakes are like 90% of my deaths. You know, agreed.
Yeah.
I want one more wave. One more wave.
Yeah, okay. But this is the rule we're gonna make, okay? After you kill enemy ADC and you crash a wave and you need to base, don't hit tower. I will allow you to hit tower once to get this plate, but immediately after that, go base. And I also don't mind if you don't even hit this plate and you just let Milio take it and you go base right now. That's fine too. Because at the end of the day, what you care about is this number, right? What are you gonna buy with this?
Q evolve and the pickaxe.
Yeah, you're gonna buy pickaxe
Like
dagger,
a
right?
and the little dagger.
Yeah. And you afford that right now, right?
Yeah.
So getting 60 gold right now, which is what you get from this playtrap when you share it,
does nothing.
It literally does nothing. So we need to get kind of our priorities in check, and we need to create these rules for ourselves. And it's really like I can tell you, 9 out of 10 games, if you just base after you crash a wave whenever you want to reset instead of hitting tower, it'll serve you do so much good, so much good. Because here I would want you like the ideal min max would be that you get the one plate and then you go base, right? But it's fine if you lose the 60 gold. It's really not a big deal. Who cares if you lose 60 gold? That means you lost 3 minions. We all lose 3 minions sometimes, no? In a wave.
Yeah, I mean, I probably miss even more than that
Yeah.
this game. Just
right?
from failing, you know.
So it's like, it's whatever. It's 60 gold, doesn't matter. But what you're gonna end up doing now is you're gonna lose, or you're not gonna lose, but you're gonna give enemy team like 1,000 gold. Because you're gonna, okay, so we now gave 450 gold per death, right? Because they got assist plus kill.
Yeah.
So they got
the wave.
they get 900 gold, they get the wave, and we lose a wave. So it's like 1.1k gold. Thing. And we greed and 60 gold we greeted for.
Yeah, for nothing. Yeah.
For 1.1k loss. That gives us the same purchase. Okay, we got the recurve bow instead. We get the recurve bow instead.
5 more attack speed. Woohoo!
Woo! 1.1k for 60 gold is worth? Maybe.
Yeah. No, I like these concepts. They sound so simple now.
Yeah.
But when I play, I never think about them, like ever.
That's fine. But what we got to do from now on is like, but this one is like super simple, but it's a mistake that I sometimes make as well when I go really autopilot. But trust me, just after you either you kill enemy bot or you crash a wave, if you ask yourself this question: do I need to base? If the answer is yes, don't hit tower base. Don't hit tower base. If the plate is one auto attack, sure, you can make an exception. That's the only time you make an exception. Only time. If it's 1 or 2 auto attacks. But even then, if you don't make that exception and you just base and you lose the plate, it's no big deal. It's really no big deal. I have never seen someone lose a game because they didn't hit tower when they needed to base. But I have seen so many people lose games because they just overstayed and kept hitting tower because they wanted those juicy plays.
Yeah. Yeah, that's also really smart. I never saw anyone win from 60 gold, but giving 1.1k,
yeah,
not that good.
Yeah, that can turn the game around for sure. Yeah, this is good. Your team got your back. Good little dive, although we're playing it kind of bad, but... Oh no! Oh, he's fine. Nice. Yeah, you get this tower, get this wave base. You lose 2 mid towers, but it is what it is. Again, we forgot to swap the blue trinket. Definitely a habit we need to work on. So
Yeah.
we wanted that cannon bad, huh?
Yeah, this Talon was not so happy this game, I remember.
Yeah. It looks like it's
Oh.
in so far. Elder Ward happens. Nice, we get the red buff. So now I think you're something good about you losing 2 mid towers is your safety on midways is really tested. When you don't have any mid towers to give you safety, you need to really understand what mid waves are scary and what are not, you know? And you really need to hug one side because you don't have any like neutral, like if you guys are trying to kill the Jhin, he can just run to his tower and it's fine, you know? You can't do that. So if you don't have a safe side to hug, you're gonna get fucked. I hope you get fucked. I mean, in a good way, like
Yeah.
you know, like to learn from it.
I learned.
Yeah. You can see it happening. Yeah, I mean, here you played it kind of weird. I don't know why you don't ulti insta once the Milio Q hits. I think if you ulti insta is much better. Then you would get the isolated Q. Okay, nice, we flashed. Oh. At least we joined the fight. But I think, I mean, yeah, I mean, we just need to ult insta. That's the only thing, to be honest. Everything else is fine. I think also, like, I'm not sure why you're going... I think you shouldn't even go here, to be honest. You should just run up here into the Yone and think that this is your safety space. I don't think you're safe here.
No,
I don't...
obviously not because Akali catches me. But,
yeah. Like, Akali, like, if you were now here, it's way better for you, I think, because that would mean, like, you can use your ult differently. You can maybe summon the Nami. While if you're here, your only counterplay is the ult. But imagine if Milio didn't even get the Q on your own. What the fuck do? You just have to flash the wall, I guess? Or I don't know.
I just die, probably.
It's super awkward. It's a good thing that you don't die. So something I was talking about earlier is that it's really important for ADC to not die, so that you can actually catch these waves and keep farming and actually stay accelerated in the game. Because if you die in fights like these, you lose so many minions, and you'll really, really fall behind. That's good, at least. Although again, we based and didn't buy blue trinket.
Yeah, I need to put like a sticker on my
yeah, maybe.
screen.
Also pick up the blue buff, no? Or you don't want? I think it's nice, okay, so the blue buff.
Oh, the blue?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I think Millie wanted it.
I feel like Melio took it because you weren't taking it.
Oh, maybe. I guess it's good, but I usually don't take blue.
It's good on Kai'Sa, it's good on Jinx, it's good on... It can be okay on Zeri. But I mean, it depends a bit. Usually I try to give it to my mid laner, but if my mid laner is like either on the other side of the map or inting, then I just take it. Okay. So this is where the mid lane will be tested, huh? This is where we'll die.
Yes.
Yes, sir. He ain't got no tower to play on. Well, nice attempt at the montage, but... It's okay. So let's think here. Your jungler wants to go for blue buff, right? That's what he's pinging. So you know that he wants to do that. You know that Talon is pushed in bot. Although you do actually have a glimpse that Akali is recalling. But if we don't, let's say hypothetically we don't see Akali recalling because we saw it like last second. That means that you are now 2 versus 4.
Yeah.
You like those odds?
No.
No. So what
I
we should do
in the river, right?
is run into river, right? This is our safe area, top side. Instead, we click into bot side and are looking to like mega montage it. And we nearly do it, but 2v4, and now it's going to be 3v4 because Talon joins, it's very rare that that's going to be good. So this shows me, again, that it's a lot about the similar concepts as last game, that we're not hugging a proper side when we're taking the mid-wave. Like here, for example, we're taking it in the middle. We should be taking it from here. This is our safe space over here. We should not be here. Never be in the middle. I never want to see you in the middle again. Because the middle is the worst. Because that means that you can get flanked from both sides. And it means that you're not like safe on either side, you know? Always have one side to play. If you don't have a side to play and you don't feel safe, if you feel like walking here and staying here is scary, and you feel like walking here and staying here is scary, taking the wave, that means we fucking click back. We run to Narnia right now.
Yeah, we shouldn't be in the middle.
Yeah. Because I feel like you're not thinking. I mean, another thing here is about like also listening to your teammates, right? That your Nunu's pinging that he wants to go for blue buff. That should be a sign in your head that you shouldn't go for mid wave, because you see the volley bears moving towards you, and you know that your Nunu wants to do blue buff, so you're outnumbered, even if the Akali doesn't come.
And I never thought, because I looked at this game before, and I was like, oh, you know, that's my team fault. They wasn't there. But that's just my fault. If I stand on the right side of river, I just run out and we get the blue buff for free.
Yeah. Sure. I mean, it's very, if you find yourself that you're fighting without your team, it's usually always your fault. And it's like, maybe sometimes your team should have been there, but at the end of the day, you can't change what your teammates are doing, right? You can only change what your own actions are. So you should always put yourself in the position to fight with your team and never to fight without your team. That's your responsibility. And if you do that, then it's like, you'll die way less, you'll participate in way more fights, and everything will look way better. Okay, this looks good. Volibear went way too deep. Big shutdown. Good.
He stands in the middle of the lane.
Yeah, middle of the lane. Ready to get next mid wave. Oh, power shots here, but he's fine. Nice. Job. Ay. We're gonna die. Okay, we didn't die.
Can you even flash Akali?
No.
Or not? Okay, so I just flash nothing.
But I think she cancelled it with ulti.
Oh, so I always get lucky. Okay.
But I mean, you wouldn't die anyways, right? Because you got shielded and ulted and barriered. Like, with so much fucking shielding. I mean, your flash was kind of completely useless. If you didn't flash, you would just kill her, I think. But it looked cool, and you got a huge shutdown. But then oh, come on. I mean, no, we killed Volibear. Like, even your Minion knows. Look at where your Minion is clicking. Minion knows we're not hitting this fucking tower, because Volibear is gonna come and kill us. And we fucking clicked the tower. And now we're both gonna die to Volibear, aren't we?
Only me, I think. Or maybe she dies too. Or he, I don't know.
He doesn't die. You're right. Yeah. And now they get Nash. So this death is so, like, these deaths are so important. So important. Because look how we just had a crazy good comeback play, right? We killed 4 people. You got 2k gold. 3k gold. You got 3,000 gold, but it's not enough. It's not enough. We need the mid tower too. Like,
I want the 250 more.
We need to understand that, like, every play has its limit where you just need to base. And once we figure out what those limits are, it makes the game so much easier to play. And right now, you're never going to, if enemy throws the game, you're just going to throw it right back.
Yeah.
Because it's never enough. I can get another jungle camp. Oh, I can get another mid wave. Oh, I can get a fucking mid tower. I can get this. I want this. And if you do that, you're just going to end up dying randomly. And if you die after 20 minutes, chances are they get Nash. Especially when you're, like, caught like this. If you based with the Milio and Milio wanted to base, this game was mega winnable. But now the game looks mega hard again. Because you gave a shutdown, and I think you gave a shutdown, and you gave Nash.
Yeah.
So the habit that we want to make is, well, one, we want to get less greedy in general. Like, understand that, like, okay, if we kill them all and I get a lot of gold, it's fine to base. I don't need to get more. But the second thing is also, like, when you're fighting and you kill people, look at their death timers, you know? Like, you killed the Volibear at the start. You can see now, okay, Volibear is about to spawn. that means that, like, I don't want to fight when Volibear's about to come, you know? Like, even going for this Akali, I'd say you get kind of lucky. Like, in a way. Because going for this, I don't think this is a good use of your time if Akali doesn't take this E. You're just kind of wasting your time when you should be basing and getting back on the map. Because I don't think you can, like, you can go for this wave, but if Akali's alive and then Volibear comes, and then, I don't know, it's like risky, you know? But
They
we,
should just have recall before that Akali fight.
yeah, we should look at death timers, and then you make the decision. I don't care what decision you make, it's going to be different every single game, but we need to look at the death timers and have some more awareness. Like, what I talked about earlier was awareness of what your team wanted to do. Enemy team, they got one goal, and it's pretty simple, they want to kill you. So if you look at their death timers, okay, so for example now, Yone is spawning in 5 seconds. I would think to myself, does Yone have TP? Probably. It would be weird if he doesn't, because like the TP cooldown is pretty short. So I would think to myself, okay, I'll be looking for if he TP somewhere right now. And it doesn't look like he's TPing anywhere. Maybe he doesn't have it. Okay, he TP's top. We see now that he's TPing top. I know Yone is TPing top. We can rush the Drake, and the Drake should be free. So that's the kind of logic that I want you to have. You're just looking at death timers and you're trying to assert what will enemy do. Okay, you guys get out or not. What the fuck's happening here? Oh no, you're gonna do a crazy ult, aren't you? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I mistime it.
Yeah. Yeah. Really bad. Really bad. Because even if she doesn't have Sonya's, it's still really bad because you're putting yourself in such a terrible position. You're flanked by Volibear and Jhin and kind of Nami. And you're ulting away from your Enchanter. And even here, what I would want you to do is instead of Eing this way, I mean, your Nunu kind of abandoned you, right? I would want you to, like, if your Nunu was fighting, I'd want you to go down here. This is the direction you should be kiting in.
Yeah, to him.
Yeah. But if you didn't have ulti bound here, you could just fucking kill the Volibear now.
Yeah, with her, we have a 3-mana Volibear, yeah.
Yeah. This is a crazy good fight.
And then we clean up the rest after.
Yeah, and that's when you use your ult. When the fight goes from being like 1, that's when you start to think about using your ulti to clean up.
Oh, that's
before.
A good tip. Yeah, when the fight's over, you ult, okay. And just because I ulted there, 3 people die for nothing. And we get only 1 kill.
Because you're the most fed member, right? They need you to actually kill people. So if you trade, like, that's another concept that I think you really need to internalize, is that when you get all these resources, you've been playing greedy this whole game, you can't settle for 1-for-1. That's not worth it. You're the strongest person in your team for sure, and maybe even in the game. I'm not going to settle for 1-for-2, 1-for-3, 1 for anything. I want to fucking survive, because I know I can kill everybody if I survive. So that should be your goal. Fucking kill everybody and win the team fight. Don't get a 1-for-1. Yeah. That shit. That's a loser's mentality when you're losing the game. That's when you're okay with a 1-for-1. It's like, okay, if I get a 1-for-1, I get a shutdown, you know? But if it's not a losing game, it's an equal game or a winning game, you don't want a 1-for-1. You want to stay alive.
Yeah, I can 5-for-1, but nothing less, yeah.
Usually the enemy assassin, he's the one that's happy to 1-for-1 for you because he knows that you're more useful than him in a team fight. So imagine that you just did Akali's job for her. She inted, and then you were like, okay, I'll give you the 1-for-1.
Oh, yeah. Doesn't sound too good.
It doesn't really sound too good, yeah. Okay, we're ARAMing it a little bit. Let's see here. Yeah, I don't mind your ulti here, but I think the position of it is bad. You shouldn't ulti here. This is inside of tower range. And it's also like, it's really flipped depending on where they are. You should just ulti here. And that way you get fully isolated Q 100%, and you have a really easy escape path.
Yeah.
That's another thing with like min-maxing Kai's ult. Because here, if you weren't that close to tower, I don't think you needed to like... I mean, you do also get a bit too scared because you could kill the Jhin. But it's also because you're so deep that you get this scared, I think.
Yeah, I just run, but I could probably kill both.
Mm-hmm. But this is like a good... Like, those type of Kai'Sa ults are good like how you should think of Kai's ult is as a cleanup tool, as a peeling tool, and as a pick tool. You get like picks like that. Like that's a pick on the Jhin, right? It's a bit risky because you don't know exactly where everybody is. But hey,
Yeah,
oh
no.
man,
Bad things happen now.
where the fuck did your W go? You used it? Where did the damage go? Where the damage at? I mean, we kind of went melee range with this E. I think if you wanted to play this really cleverly, you just E over to the plant, you hit the plant, and you kill the Nami, and that would be very turbo.
To be honest, I thought I was just gonna kill both here easy, but I just lose.
I mean, you also do give him Sundered Sky proc, which is a lot of healing. Like he gets 350 from that. And then I mean, you're melee range on the melee champion, so deserved loss.
What do you think about Kai's items? Do you like Rabadon's or Sonya's fourth?
I think it depends a bit on the game. I think this game, since you have Milio, you don't really need Zonias, and you could just go Rabadon. But also, I'm pretty sure. Wait, actually, I think you should go Void Staff. Because Kai'Sa doesn't have the best AP ratios, so it's usually better to go Pen fourth, and then last item you go Zonias or Rabadon. Because a lot of your damage is in your base passive damage. And also this game, I think like the Volibear that you want the highest DPS for has a lot of MR. Like you had Spirit Visage and I think another MR item.
Yeah.
Void Staff does a lot. I only have Spirit Visage. Spirit Visage and a lot of HP. I think in most cases Void Staff is the best. Because the Void Staff also got mega buffed. It used to be Crippling was the best, but Void Staff got buffed a few times.
I can tell you, I have never bought anything except Rabadon's or Sonya's fourth. But I probably should pick up Void Staff then.
Yeah, and Void Staff is nice as well because you can buy Amp Tome with it. So maybe that's why you were sometimes going not Rabadon, was because you wanted Amp Tome from the Sonyas.
Yeah.
So you can do that on Void Staff as well. Let's see the final fight here. Okay, so here team is fighting on mid. Like this, for example, this is never your fault. You know, the Talon is just caught here. Like you pushed bot, which was the correct play, and it's good. You did nothing wrong. But the Talon is just inting, right? So it's important to recognize like when your team is just inting, and when it's like, oh my god, Milio queued him out of the Nuno.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my goodness. But where did you W? Okay, you just missed it on the calling. That's fine. Looks terrible. No, you guys are fine. Oh, good side sub. Okay, Jonas TPing bot. I would look for a W on him when he's TPing. Too late. Wait. TPing bot and they start Nash at the same time? What is this reverse psychology that he's doing? Yeah, so you guys are playing the Nash 3v4.
And then I ult into the Volibear.
Into the Volibear ult. You said you won this game?
Yeah.
They don't end here?
I think they get like open nexus. It's really close. But somehow we win, yeah.
Really? They don't end here. What the fuck? I mean, they're chasing the talents. That was bad. I guess Vladimir is smurfing. The fuck?
Yeah, he's the typical Orvex then. Now we are alive and we just kill them and end.
Well, it's 6 minutes left on the vault, so I don't think you guys end here.
Oh no, something happens and someone dies and we end.
Okay, let's see. So you get the Nash. Get a pick onto Yon. This is another pick ult, right? Good. Nice. White base?
I should push more bot.
Yeah, why not? No. You have Nash. But you guys just, I don't understand why Talon spacing either. It's not like you have item. When you have Nash, you typically want to like get towers and shit. Yeah, but you just push bot and then move mid, I think.
That's one thing. I like my macro is bad, but my macro with Baron is really, really bad.
Well, in general, you don't want to base much with Nash. It's rare that you want to base, especially as the ADC. Because, like, for example, here, when you make this pick on bot, I want you to push bot and then move to mid. And then they have to answer to bot and answer to mid. And then someone else goes bot, like maybe Talon, and then they hit the bot tower if nobody's answering bot. Now we're just gonna do nothing with this Nash, because everybody's just gonna base and we're just gonna chill, and it's just like mega chillings. Well, now we have a fight going here. This, like, okay. I mean, I think you have the same habit, maybe, as you do on Zeri. Well, you shouldn't E here. Never use E. E is your escape tool. When you're on mid-wave, we hold our escape tool. Because imagine here, if Volibear now has flash, and we have E, it's super easy to play. We just press E and we're fine.
Yeah.
But if we don't have E here, which we don't, we maybe have to flash, which we don't want to. Now it looks like we might have to flash. Yeah, we have to flash. While if we didn't use our E, we go 5 seconds faster on the wave, or not 5 seconds, 1 second faster on the wave, we'd be way, way safer. Okay, nice.
That's a really good thing. Like, I always E the wave on Sarah and Kaisa.
Yeah. That's like high risk, kind of zero reward nearly. We'll call it make the montage. Oh shit, you one-shot her. Okay, you go bot, and we ending this shit? No, we can. Get the Drake.
A heroine. We kill them and Do you know the Kaisa W blast cone thing?
Yeah. You do it here?
No, I don't. But I saw it like I think Ruler did it, and it looks so crazy. Because it's
Sure, it
like
wasn't
high
Viper?
there.
Because I saw Viper doing it.
Oh,
Yeah,
maybe
it's
it
really...
was Viper. Yeah, I mixed.
It was Kaisa versus Seri Corki or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. Bro, that clip was so funny. Or so cool to see.
You can't like dodge it because it's like a phantom, you call it.
Yeah. Okay, good here that you're respecting Akali in the bush fully. Nice. Something that's good when you hit W on AP Kaisa is you wait for your W to be back up and then you ult W.
Also, before I should wait before ulting.
Yeah, you wait like 2 more seconds, right? And then you would, you can channel your W while you're ulting, right?
Yeah.
And then you do that and you like arrive at their position, instantly the W shoots out and they just get one shot.
So it's insta passive.
Yeah.
Usually that's one thing. I never really do that. Like if I W, okay, I fly in.
Yeah, that's like usually never how you want to do it, especially on AP Kaiser, because so much of the damage is from hitting like both the Ws. I remember there was a funny game where I was doing it. Wait, it was this was
Oh, Team Kies.
yeah, it was wait. I think it was it was this, I think.
I remember one Teddy clip. He hits W and then ults W, one shot the Inks, and then instas on us. And then everyone flies in.
Yeah, but this one was so funny. It was like I was perma one-shotting, but I don't know how I can find it. I don't know why it's not showing on like YouTube. Oh, maybe it's because I'm doing Heretics Academy instead of Lost Heretics. Oh, it's this one, I think. I was mega fed as AP Kaisa. Yeah, it was this one. And I was perma doing it this game. Perma. And I was just one-shotting. I think on this Elder I did it. I think did I use W here?
You play EG Kaisa, of course, you do damage.
Yeah. Oh yeah, here, look at this. Look at the persona here. It's crazy. No, with the casters are. Dun. I hit the W, right? Wait for my W. Boom!
Oh, you snipe it.
Yeah. And I missed it on the Braum, unfortunately. But still. But that's how you one-shot people late game as AP Kaisa, you know? Because if you don't wait for that W, it's so like clunky. You would jump in and then need to do 2 auto attacks to proc the passive, and it's like, oof.
Yeah,
Well, if you wait
maybe
for...
that's why I always jump in and I lose.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Because I jump in and I one out and then I insta E and just run away.
Yeah, I could definitely see that being the case. But yeah, I think the biggest things by far, it feels like you need to think more about what your team is doing and get more on the page with them. Like if they're doing objectives, check the HP, think about how fast they do it, if they need your damage, think about like the fight that can happen, all that stuff. And also like when it comes to tempo and mid game, look at when your teammates wants to base. Be always, what your goal should be is that you're always ready to fight. That should be the goal.
Yeah.
Of course, sometimes you're not going to be ready to fight because you have a big item completion or you're low or something like that. But we don't want to stay on the map for 3 minutes while we're low mana greeting. That's super bad because that's 3 minutes where our team essentially can't play the game, you know? And then your laning phase looks solid, to be honest. I don't have much to say. It looks like most of the mistakes you make are after laning phase, especially in the VODs you sent me.
Yeah, I think mid game I'm so bad.
Yeah. And I think it all comes down to just thinking more about your team, remembering that it's a team game and you need to play with them and you need to help them and follow kind of what they want to do, you know, and be ready for what they want to do as well. Because if you're only thinking about yourself, you're just going to set yourself up for failure because your team is going to fight without you. Your team is going to do things that you didn't expect, and then, you know, they just lose because you're not there or you're not ready to fight.
I think the best tip, like the one I think about the most, is the game is not only about me getting gold, which
Yeah.
is how I thought about it before.
Well, the game is about winning, right? And
Yeah,
a process of that win should be that the ADC gets a lot of gold. But you need to, like right now, you're in the phase where you're good at getting gold, but you need to understand how do I transition that gold to win? And that is playing team fights well and being a part of the team fights. And we need to work on both of those. Because right now we're still going a bit too melee mode. We're willing to trade 1-for-1, which we maybe need to ban. I think we just need to ban trading 1-for-1. It's never worth. It's so rare that it's worth. Because usually either your wave is fucked or it's later on in the game, in which case you're already kind of a carry, so it's not worth to trade 1-for-1. Your goal is to carry the team fights when you got all the resources, not to get a bit more gold. There's like an endpoint, you know, to getting all these resources. It's not like you're just getting richer and richer. You want to turn that into a win eventually.
Yeah, that's like when I traded half a plate for 1.1k gold.
Yeah.
Like I get 60 gold, but enemy get a lot more.
Yeah, true. That's another thing for the conclusion. Make sure that if you need the base, don't hit tower. Just base on any wave you crash. If you do those things, you'll be good.
Greedy.
Yeah, for sure. But be less greedy for the stupid things, you know? Like still be it's good that you're on the right places on the map a lot of the time in terms of like getting yourself ahead, which is good, but you can't sacrifice everything else in the game for it. You need to have more of a balance. And if you do that, for sure you'll climb.
Yeah, it's I have I have a lot to think about.
Yeah.
So, hey, do you have like the VOD so it's possible to rewatch and remember the things?
Yeah. I mean it's on Twitch, but I'll upload it. I mean if you're fine, I can.
Do you upload it to YouTube?
Usually, yeah.
Okay, then perfect. Then I can just rewatch it there.
Right. Great. Do you
Because
have any?
then no. I have so much to think about already.
Okay. Sure. Well, then I wish you the best of luck, and I'll see you around, man.
Yeah, you too. Good luck in the games.
Thank you. All right. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, I'm exhausted, chat. I'm exhausted. I'm fucking exhausted. This was a long fucking stream. A lot of fucking talking. Thank you, No Legs Larry, for the 2 months.